You are listening to the Hello Sport podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Hello Sport podcast. The home of unqualified opinion, and it is also the domicile of unwavering bias. We're here on a Monday morning, chipper, fresh as fuck, fresh to death, feeling great, feeling good. You know, what I will say, Eddie, and I might even tell you it in song, if that's okay.
Song helps.
And obviously lyrics are a DYOR, but it's the vibe. Ain't none gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna hold me down. Oh no, I got to keep on moving. Nobody gonna break my stride. Nobody gonna, oh no, I got to keep on moving.
Yep. Yeah, that just about does it. It'll do it. It'll do it for me.
Yeah.
You just got to keep moving.
You just got to keep moving.
In front of the other.
Yeah.
1 foot in front of the other.
Yeah.
Now, I've never run a marathon, but I
imagine that's
their mentality. It's going to be mine. I'm gonna channel my inner marathon runner.
Yeah.
If he indeed exists, and I'm just gonna keep pumping him out.
And
One front foot in front of the other.
David, love to know who sang that song as well. If you could just get us.
Matthew Wilder in 1983.
Okay, perfect. There you go. Did you just know that, or did you look at it?
No, I just looked that up while you guys were singing it.
Rock solid DYORing
Nice.
from him. He's on today.
Well, he had to be.
He had to
because
be.
he's also had his soul crushed.
He's also taking on that mentality. What are you talking about? Some of you may be asking. If you are asking that, then it means you know us, or you don't know us at all, and maybe
Welcome.
you should turn it off. Yeah, welcome.
For the first time.
What a fucking shot that was. Not the point. No one else can see it. I apologise. So, look, it was a tough weekend for everyone, I think. Well, not for everyone, but for a lot of people. I think the majority of the country who was supporting Manly in the finals. Didn't go our way. But I don't think that we've, I guess today, Eddie's, it's a lot of things. It's about coming to terms with what was. It's about sort of trying to run our eye, try and find some answers, take some licks.
Yeah, it'll be all those things. And, how we just sort of mentally went about our weekends to try and, I suppose, push all this to the back of one's mind.
Yeah, exactly. Try and just sort of, do you acknowledge and like sort of steer into the emotional turmoil that comes from, an unprecedented second boil over within one final series that sees you out of the fucking competition? Do you face those emotions, or do you bury them deep down and just sort of distract yourself with fucking...
I've always been, Tom, I've always taken a classic approach, and that is to bury deep within.
Yeah.
Not acknowledge, not talk about, certainly not share any emotion.
Absolutely
with
not.
those, near and dear to me.
No.
I fucking straight bat it. I go, okay, I'm going to distract myself all weekend.
Yeah.
I'm going to talk about it if I have to. I'm going to tell the truth, which I will.
But try and make light of it. No, I'm fine.
through the podcast, how I saw the game. But that's how I approached it. That's what I did. And I still haven't really acknowledged it, like I have, but I was just prepared. I was just prepared to fucking go about my business.
Yeah, you just mask it, I think, with obviously, as you said, you don't acknowledge it emotionally, and then I think you abuse substances to help you cope.
Well, look, you've nailed it on the head. Did I get a large quarter pounder meal on the way home? You better believe I did. Yeah. That's fucking stop number one.
Yeah.
Obviously, we were driving, and I wasn't really in the mood to sit here by myself on the couch and let my car in and get it, So I was driving. So I wasn't abusing substances then, but I was abusing...
Well, McDonald's a substance.
Yeah, it's a substance of sorts. So that was stop number one. Stop number two is just to get on the margaritas all Saturday and try and have the time of your young life, Tom.
Yeah. Well, tequila, the only sort of thing that'll get you up.
Yeah.
That's not illegal.
That's right. You got to start pounding the tequila into the earth, and you sort of forget about... the bad in your life. And then on Sunday, you got to get something gluttonous. You got to make sure you get double gravy. Yeah, I said 2 gravies because one's never enough.
You're the king of double gravy.
And again, you get up late. I slept into like 11:30. Why? Because then half the day's done.
11:30.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Because then half the day's done, Tom.
I get it. Dude.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
I've only got to face
a few
half
more
a
hours.
day.
That's fucking. You're a lucky. Yeah, I mean, children don't afford you the half day sleep in. I tell you that much. They don't.
Ever?
Never, ever, ever. Evie's usually back to bed by 11. She's got up. She's fucking run a tornado around the house, and then by 11:30, she's getting tired again, and she's back to bed. That's parenting 101. At least when they're this age, it's get them awake, get them to sleep, then get them back to sleep again when they wake up. So it's like you're just in these blocks.
So you didn't sleep until 11:30?
I didn't sleep until 11:30. I did, however, get back home and pound whatever remaining vegan cookies I had at my disposal. And by vegan, I mean ones that get you stoned. And I sat on the couch. I got in the car from here on Friday night, and I'm not joking. I'm not even fucking joking. I turned on the ignition, and I'd been listening to the continuous call team on 2GB on my way in to here. And I turn it on, and fucking Glory, Glory to South Sydney is playing the entire fucking song on the radio. I was just like, you have got to be shitting me. I'm taking licks on the radio. Not to mention the fact that we'd been fucking absolutely pounded into the earth in our DMs. And I like to try and, we like to try and get back to as many as possible. It's not always easy, even when you're getting licked. But so basically I got home, saw the inbox, felt sick, smashed as many cookies as my now shrunken tummy could take, and then sat on the couch till like fucking maybe 1, just gotta take your licks. Anyway, I didn't even realize that the cookies had taken effect, but I realized it more on the back end. Woke up Saturday morning feeling like a bag of shit. Obviously sad, sleep deprived, but like I am also concerned that my hay fever is limiting my breathing, and so that maybe I'm getting brain damaged overnight. I'm not sure whether that's possible, but I feel
sleep
like
apnea?
I've had that before, dude.
Lack of sleep while you're...
No, sleep apnea is when you stop breathing.
Lack of breathing while you're sleeping? You can wake up with headaches and shit.
Dude, I remember, and I think so there's like different... I think you can just get it, but I think if you're overweight, like if you're proper overweight, it can actually, like that's when it happens quite frequently. I've had it happen to me maybe like 3 times in my life where you wake up and you're like... and you're like, holy shit, what was that?
Etch.
Yeah, etch. And you're like gasping for air. Listen, after that loss, maybe sometimes you just wish you stopped breathing.
Yeah, subconsciously.
You know, maybe that was just my body going, maybe this is the time.
Yeah, we're out.
We're going to wrap this thing up. But anyway, I didn't get to abuse. That was as close to I got to an abuse of substances as I got all weekend. I tried to, obviously, being the healthiest man on the planet right now, I just exercised my way through it, Eddie.
Good for you, mate.
Yeah. Unfortunately, for me and for you, we've now, when you're at the top of the heap, let me just give some people an insight at the top of the heap, which, you know, we love being at the top of the heap. Well, like we're used to it now, you know what I mean? It's fucking satin sheets and it's caviar for breakfast and shit. Some people go, caviar for breakfast sounds rank. Nah, it's really not. It's lovely. Is it when you go to try and better yourself and try and fucking, you know, wash away the demons that is your team getting fucking spanked near to death? Publicly, while we're being recorded publicly.
Yeah, that was tough. I didn't want to say anything. I was like, I am out of puff here.
Yeah.
I've got to keep fucking going.
I keep talking. I'm like, I just want to lay down, never get up again.
I was just thinking, is anyone getting anything out of this?
They were. Once they got off here, I was like, oh no, they were. The amount of screenshots of us like just laying down. I was like, oh, okay, no, people are enjoying that. That's nice. That's good to know. Tuning in for our pain. As I'm trying to exercise with Josh, Bronte Blueies, get after it, check them out. I'm getting chirped again. I'm getting chirped in public. take your licks.
Are you serious?
All Saturday, bro, I was getting chirped by dribblers. I got chirped while this guy was we were training at Clovelly, and he goes, take your licks. Oh, you're going to be on the and Josh had brought those battle ropes. And he's like, oh, the battle ropes. I'm like, fuck, this cunt's going to film me. This isn't what I need. I'm trying to exercise the demons here. Fuck me. Anyway, he was chirping us. His phone's out all the time, and then we were going for a bit, and then I was like, bruh, I can't stop looking at this cunt. Can we just move like 20 meters that way? So he's like obscured by trees. And then later in the day, just, you know, what else can I do to try and distract myself? Let me take my daughter, my young child, to the playground, and let's just, maybe the joy in her eyes will
soothe your soul.
Soothe my soul. So down at the playground in Double Bay, Stein Park. It's a big park where everyone's fucking taking the opportunity to live and engage, and everyone's just, there's shitloads of people. They're all drinking, and I literally like get out of the car and step onto the fucking sidewalk, Evie in my hands, and then just take your licks. And I'm like, where the fuck did that come from? Take your licks. I'm like, oh fuck. And I see this like circle of dribblers in punters and dribblers hats and shit. And I'm like, oh God. And then they're just yelling at me the whole way I walk to the fucking playground. And then I'm there on the swings pushing Evie, and I can just see him out of the corner of my eye, and they're, glory, glory to Chelsea. I'm like, oh, for fuck's sake. For fuck's sake.
Mate, you got to stop fucking picking really public settings if you don't want to get a licking.
Oh, mate, I don't mind the licking, as I said. I mean, you know.
Yeah, but it's not always great for your mental health.
No, it's not. It's not.
Not repeated licking.
No. Being licked all Saturday long.
Mate, there was like, I think there was, by the time the siren had sounded on one of the great NRL spankings in the modern era,
yeah,
I think there was like 15 licks ready to rock and roll in the inbox.
Dribbler hotline.
Yeah, in the Dribbler hotline.
And a lot of those were multiples, which is always nice to see.
I think some bloke left 7.
You love that. Dave, how many have you got set aside for us to go through?
There's 31 licks alone, not including 4 licks, 10 minutes worth of Danny Exotic.
Okay, well, okay. Okay, that's a lot.
You did pique my interest with the Danny Exotic fucking descent into madness that I'm keen to listen to.
Well, but that's the exciting thing, at least, about Penrith winning, because we've got another week of Danny Exotic.
Yeah, we do. Now, I think as part of the licking, Tom, it's important that you and I run our eye over the game before we move on.
Yep.
I don't think we can flat out ignore it.
No, I don't think so.
I'll start here. It was clear to all and sundry that the rugby league gods had turned their back on the side that is Manly.
You know when, like,
they had turned their backs on us.
I don't know if you remember this from the Attitude Era of the WWF, but for those of you that do, great. For those of you that don't, let me fucking regale you. It sort of reminded me of the time when Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, the great fucking, like, you know, the people's hero, like the badass, always hates the man, all that sort of shit. When he's out in the ring and he turns heel and shakes hands with fucking Vince McMahon, and everyone's like, what the fuck? The rugby league gods were Stone Cold Steve Austin. To us, we're all really fucking tight, chummy, buddy.
Well,
and
we bet like fuck, you know. You think you know a bloke.
You think you fucking know a bloke. We've had them over for dinner. We've been to their place. We know the rugby league gods. Like, we're on first name basis, and they fucking...
They're in speed dial.
Spit in our face.
Spit in our face.
And in our coffees.
Now, you can't watch that game, particularly the opening 20 minutes, and tell me that the rugby league gods weren't on our side.
Yeah.
I mean, an innocuous but accurate...
That first try.
But an innocuous blocking fucking call, or Shepherd.
Shout out to Shepherd the band.
Which certainly didn't help set the tempo for us. Tommy Turbo, did he drop the ball? Did he not? Probably did, but still, I mean, if he's holding on to that for a split second longer, they give it a try.
Well, but also, like, they don't call it a rake when he's getting fucking absolutely molested by 3 fucking South players? Like, how the hell does that happen?
And then off the back of that, we're defending our fucking line for the first 20 minutes. I mean, Jake.
That Cody Walker try came off like, that was like a pinball off 50. Listen, we don't want to sound like we're making excuses. We're just saying that the rugby league gods, based on a few early examples that we're giving you, were not on our side. Now, can you win when the gods are not on your side, Eddie? Yes, you can, but very rarely.
Very rarely, if ever. And that's all we're pointing out. It's tough to win when the rugby league gods aren't on your side.
I'd also like to, and I'm not, this is controversial potentially, but I'm not ruling out a sabotage. I'm not ruling it out. We said it on the night on the live stream, but where is the Minister for Transport for Queensland? What is their name?
Mark Bailey.
Mark Bailey. And what the fuck was Mark doing on Friday night when we, and by we I mean Manly, 13 minutes late because of the traffic? What the fuck's going on?
He sent a police escort, but he sent it too late, Mike.
Well, I believe the police escort if I'm,
He sent it too late, Tom.
Well, if I've got the tinfoil hat on, I'm saying that's just merely like I said like he set the thing up and he also provided the solution so that you don't suspect that he caused it.
Yeah, so it was an inside job.
He's a South fan.
He'd have to be. He'd have to be. Now, did South play well? Fucking oath they did. And hats off to them. But make no mistake, when you got an inside man running an inside job and the rugby league gods are on your side.
Not on your side.
Not on your side, but on their side.
Well, yes.
Then that's a pretty good recipe for success.
You're up against it.
You're up against it, but they played fucking well. Cody Walker, he's like, I'll be the motherfucker tonight, if you don't mind. I'm happy to be the motherfucker tonight.
If you need me to be the motherfucker, I'll be here I'll be that motherfucker.
I'll be that motherfucker. If you need a motherfucker to stand up and be a motherfucker,
then I'm that motherfucker.
I'm that motherfucker. And he was.
He was that motherfucker.
So hats off to him. He was tremendous. Cam Murray, terrific.
Yep.
Damien Cook,
terrific.
Outrageous.
Yep, he was fucking terrific.
He's a slippery little fucker.
He is a slippery little fucker,
He's a slippery little fucker.
He is a cake of soap
He
with
is.
legs.
I wonder if he fucking lubes up before games.
I wouldn't be surprised as the Rams go in. No, they don't. It wouldn't surprise me at all if that slippery little fucker lubes up. If he does, maybe he's naturally slippery.
Can you? Yeah, I've always wondered that. Being born naturally slippery. Because some people are slipperier than others.
100%. And that's just known, right? We're not breaking any news here, but some people, by virtue of their own genetics, slipperier than the others.
Way slipperier.
Yeah.
And you know a slippery player when you see him. You're like, that guy's slippery as fuck.
That guy's as slippery as they get.
Like,
that guy struggles to fucking...
Look how many people have fallen off this cunt. He's so slippery.
He's so slippery. Now, I don't know I don't know what that is though, Eddie, in terms of the slipperiness. Because obviously everyone sweats, right? But is it like some sort of fishy eel skin sort of slipperiness? Where it's a bit sort of mucusy?
Yeah, I don't think it's in any way related to sweat.
No.
No, it's more of a mucus, yeah. Like something really... I don't find sweat to be particularly slippery.
No, but it can be. As in it can make the skin slippery-er.
Yes.
But nothing on mucus.
No. Nothing on like a slippery slime.
No, a slimy mucus membrane.
That's right. That's right. Now, I haven't met Damien Cook and I haven't run an eye over his body.
No.
But if I were to, I think I know what we'd find.
Oh, we'd find a mucusy, slippery little fucker.
Yeah. Which explains why he ripped us to shreds. Because he's particularly slippery.
Yeah.
And he made it very difficult for us to contain him. Now, we did get ourselves into some positions whereby we could put on the points. That was never up for dispute whether or not Manly can score fucking rugby league tries. But we did appear to, Tom, at times go away from what was tried and tested. Roll through the middle, go wide. We were doing it a little early.
We like to go
like, oh, is it first tackle? Yeah. Is it second tackle? Yeah. Is it a little early in the count to be doing this? Probably.
Potentially. But let's just fucking spin it.
Yeah.
We were.
That was real fuck it footy. Let's fucking send the steed in here.
Yeah, we were playing fuck it footy. Arguably, Eddie and I are not fucking coaches, but fuck it footy maybe a little early in the game and a little early in the tackle count. We came out in the second half with a real fuck it footy attitude.
Well, because it was 22-0.
It was 22-0. We had to.
We had to play fuck it footy. But did we need to play fuck it footy in the first 5 minutes? Probably not.
Probably not.
I mean, that's just me running an eye over things. Seemed like a little early to be playing fuck it footy.
Might have been slightly early, Eddie. I'm not here to criticise, but maybe slightly.
Maybe a little. It's the sort of game plan, at least from my mind, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, so this could be completely wrong, that you need to execute 100%. There is little room, if any room at all, Tom, for error. There is no margin for error.
No, marginless.
And when the rugby league gods are off your side and they're on the side of the opposition, there is going to be margin.
Do you remember when you used to have to draw a margin in your book for school?
Yes, I do.
Why the fuck did we have to do that? Can you imagine the amount of paper wasted?
Discipline, Tom.
That was it, just keeping us tight.
Keeping us tight, keeping us ready.
But there was a
keeping us on our
line
toes.
there usually.
No, there wasn't. This was before the line.
This is before the line was put in for us.
This is marginless books.
Right, so this is...
And you had to go out. What was that? Shit, you'd be pushing me. Was it 3 centimetres out from the page?
It was something like that. It was like 2 or 3 centimetres out from the page.
Yeah. And then bang, down with the pencil.
Yeah. Or a pen if you'd reached that stage in your fucking developmental...
Yes, we've talked at length about my lack of handwriting abilities.
Yeah, you've never
I don't know
had
if
a
I
pen
ever got
license.
off the pencil.
No, I would imagine... I would hope not. Otherwise...
Pencil cases... What a great thing they were.
A pencil case is still a thing, surely. They would be. Like, even though... Like,
how do you know that?
Well, I don't know that. But I'm saying surely they would be. In the sense...
Remember you used to get the one and you'd like when you first started and you had like... You put the letters in.
The letters in for your name,
For your name, yeah.
But did you not also have the ones where you would, like, all your
Rip
mates
curl,
would tag them
Billabong?
and shit?
Yeah.
You just draw all over them?
Surely you got like the wetsuit.
Yeah, the wetsuit material
Yeah.
one. Yeah, fucking oath
They
I
were
did.
huge. I wonder if they're still big. Probably not.
But I reckon they probably would be. Like, I'm just...
No, but that was during like the real height of surf culture where fucking Billabong and shit were just printing coin.
Yeah.
And everyone that had not even fucking stood on a surfboard was wearing surf shit.
Surf shit. But...
And that was part of it.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, a pencil case is...
Made of wetsuit material.
Yeah, but I didn't think about it being
And
a
it was
wetsuit.
Rip Curl.
Yeah, but I didn't even...
And it was Billabong. They're surf brands.
I understand all of the things that you are saying to me right now. What I'm saying is, though, I didn't really think about it as being super identifying with surf culture. I was just like, oh, it's a cool orange suitcase with cool fucking material.
But that's my point.
And what I'm saying is, I wonder whether, like, I wouldn't be surprised if that's still a thing.
I would be.
But I would be, I guess I don't know how deep laptops go now. Like, how old are you when you start fucking with a
Certainly
laptop?
hope they don't go down that deep.
I think that's too deep.
That's way too deep.
That's way too deep.
That's
for
way too deep.
You shouldn't be getting a laptop before you're in year 7.
No, fuck no. That's way too deep. That is way too deep. Do you remember laminating your books?
Well, I remember someone doing it for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember, like, you'd get your cool covers. Your cool, like, oh, yeah.
Well, your mum would do it.
Mum would do it. Yeah. Dad ain't doing it.
Fuck no. Dad wouldn't have had a laminate.
My
His
dad
life
would have
depended on it.
fucking sucked at that. But so would I now. Like, if I had to do Evie's books or whenever that day comes.
Well, you know what I struggle to do, Tom? Really struggle? Wrap presents.
I...
It is one of the biggest ball aches of all time. I'm like, this is not easy.
And how, like, Steph does it and it looks like a work of fucking art.
Yeah.
And then I do it and I'm like, I'm embarrassed that you're making me do this. Like,
But is that passed down from mother to daughter, or is that innate in them?
is it genetic? Because I can't wrap a present to save my life, let alone just cut the fucking paper so it's neat, so the edge is neat.
Yeah, I mean, I look at mine and I go, why have I got so much excess paper or so little?
I've either gone way unders or I could wrap 7 presents with this one fucking bit of paper.
Fucking nightmare. Are we off topic?
Yeah, maybe because we wanted to be, because it's
Maybe
a hard
we wanted
thing
to be.
fucking talk about.
Now, I will say this. Am I proud as punch of the boys for delivering one of the
fuck
great
yeah.
seasons all time? Fucking oath I am.
Proud as
Because
punch.
At the end of the day, even if you want to call us flat track bullies, I mean, fucking say whatever you want. I don't give a shit. You know what's fun? Watching your rugby league side pound motherfuckers into the earth for most of the season after going fucking 4 losses on the trot, no one believing, and Tommy Turbo having the greatest season of all time. That's what's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went out in the preliminaries, but that's all right.
We still got to the fucking grand final qualifier.
And our side, guess what our side next year looks like? fucking identical.
Except you know what? The only difference is, Eddie, another year under the belt.
Another year, bit of finals experience. Oh, okay. Whoops.
Little bigger, little thicker.
Little
Whoops.
stronger.
Oh, no.
Little more fucking...
Composure.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Mate, I'm proud as punch of the boys.
I'm proud as punch.
They gave us a hell of a season.
Hell
From
of a
fucking
season.
last to fourth.
One of the great seasons of all time.
Without a fucking doubt. Now, do we also... I'm not going to say apologise, but do we owe a little bit of a tip of the cap to, Ryan Girdler? Look, all we'll say is this, Ryan. As a respected member of the rugby league community, sure, maybe you had a point.
I would say this to Ryan. I would say this. Was Ryan wrong? No, he wasn't.
He wasn't wrong, but he wasn't right.
No, he wasn't wrong. But that doesn't change the simple fact that Ryan has enjoyed the fruits of the peninsula.
Yeah.
And sometimes being that negative comes off the wrong way.
Like, it's almost like going...
It's jarring.
It's like...
Especially in a week where there is so much promise.
Yeah.
We don't need to be reminded of things that turned out to be truths.
We don't need that negativity in our lives. It's like nourishing yourself on delicious coconuts that are falling from this coconut tree. And then literally as you have a mouthful of this coconut, you start chopping down the tree. And you're like, bro.
Can I give you an example?
I'd love you to. You didn't like my coconut?
No, but there is one that
coconut
there's
nourishment.
Yeah, it was like I get it, but there is one that is like better.
Okay, cool. I'm happy with that.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you.
Yep, there you go. He munched on that hand.
He munched on that hand.
He's got a mouthful of fingers.
He does. They're coming out of his fucking mouth. Now, Ryan was right. We're not apologising to him. We're just pointing out that Ryan was perhaps right.
He Trojan horses, though.
But as for reasons pointed out earlier, the gods weren't on our side. Are we flat track bullies? No, we're not.
We're definitely not.
Because we beat the Eels.
Well, but I mean, you can't call us flat track bullies, though, when we come fourth.
Yeah.
Unless you're saying that every other team other than the top four suck, like just completely suck.
Well, top three. Because we're fourth.
Yeah, exactly, because we're fourth. Like, it's not reality. Now, I think we were probably the best team against shit teams. Like, you put us against anyone but the top three, we will beat the fuck out of them. Whereas, like...
Except the Knights.
But that was more of a statistical anomaly.
Yes.
But by and large, we just pump everyone. It was just that, when the going got tough, we sometimes struggled. But again, it's about experience. So
it's about building.
Yeah.
It's about building for another year. Like, if you get rugby league like Tom and I do, we understand that you got to build towards something.
Yeah.
It's got to be like a 5-year plan. Ours is more like a 2-year plan.
If you're not building, then what the fuck are you doing?
Not building, then you're
wasting everyone's
You're
time.
demolishing.
Yeah.
And if you're demolishing in rugby league, then you're setting yourself up for failure because that ain't going to work. Now, I would say this, Tom. I'd like to say a big congratulations to Cody Walker for making a grand final.
Well, this is are we putting our hat on our chips in the fucking bunnies, or do we don't? Like I think bunnies have more of a storyline, but I'd be happy with either team to win.
Look, would I like to see Cody Walker win a comp? Yeah, I would.
Benji go out.
I'd like to see Benji go out a fucking winner because he's an ornament to the game, Tom.
He is a fucking ornament to the game. When we're talking about rugby league ornaments, Benji an ornament.
He's an ornament.
He's not an immortal.
No, he's an ornament.
He's an ornament.
16 years between fucking grand finals for Benji. That's an incredible stat.
It's the biggest gap ever.
Really?
Yeah.
Is that right?
16 years. It's the biggest gap.
Holy shit. Good on Benji. Tears at the end. Really nice stuff. Beautiful to see, warmed the heart, but they'll be up against a Penrith side who no one gave a fucking hope in hell.
No.
Now,
Penrith looking very, like, even their defence just looked fucking impregnable.
Impregnable. And this is the Storm we're talking about. I was like, there's no way they can fucking bounce back after getting bashed against the Eels and hold out the Storm over 80 minutes. Harry Grant coming off the bench and ripping them open in the middle. All rat shit. All bullshit. Didn't happen. They couldn't get anything going. Even the great Cameron Munster, devoid of ideas, Tom.
Yeah.
Now, DYOR Dave, who I will let speak in a moment, was so confident, so assured that the Storm would make the final. He was telling everyone that he wants South to beat Manly because he fears Manly more in the grand final. Just was so convinced that his spot in the final was booked.
It was arrogance beyond human,
beyond comprehension. Yeah. It was arrogance the likes of which I have never seen in all my 30 years.
Or after the live stream, he was basically just talking about the grand final with South. He was like, well, it was like, obviously we got to beat Panthers, but
but he said that as a...
He said that as the most afterthought possible.
Yes.
Basically, he had a whole conversation about how the grand final was going to play out with Souths. Yeah. And then at the very end, well, obviously after we've been talking about ridiculous. Dave, would love to hear, a little bit about what you did during the game. Where were you and how you felt?
I was at home. I was drinking heavily, especially towards the end of the game and after the game.
Yep.
It was frustrating. Obviously, it wasn't as, deflating as Manly's game would have been, having 36 points put on.
Well, I would disagree with that.
I think it would be more deflating.
Because you were expected to win the comp, and you were minor premiers, and you had a fucking huge win streak during the season.
We did.
And let's all be honest, Manly getting to where they got to was an overachievement. Manly getting to the grand final would have been an overachievement. Manly winning the comp would have been fucking unlikely. Let's be honest. Whereas you were supposed to win.
So I'd say yours would be much more deflating.
Way more deflating.
That's a broken man's fucking comeback there.
Yeah, look, as I said, I think in the video I posted after the game, anything besides a premiership win is a disappointment for the Storm. And so that certainly was. But I think looking at the game as a game itself, it was a great game of footy. So that kind of took the edge off this sucks, we're losing. It was tough losing Cheese and Welch early on, especially because as the Storm, as a moral and genuine club, we follow concussion protocols and the rules that look after our players, we take that seriously. It just, it's a shame to see that Penrith clearly doesn't.
So what's that in reference to, Dave?
Well, Jerome Luai blacking out and being dizzy, but being like, nah, I'm probably not concussed, I'll come back on.
Well, was that after Munster fucking cracked him in the back of the head?
Yeah,
Did he get penalised?
Look, Munster could have got penalised. I'm not saying he shouldn't have been penalised, but yes, that was that moment.
I was just asking a question if that was what you were talking about.
Yeah, and then Cleary also looking concussed but not going off. I don't know how bad he was, but also fucking Cleary probably should have been sent off and suspended for 7 games for that lifting tackle.
No way. There was nothing in that.
No.
Nothing
that
in
was
that.
soft as fuck.
Your player got yellow card for that the night before.
There was nothing in that tackle from Cleary. It was actually just a good tackle, I thought.
So did I.
I
thought he just got him one.
Tackle.
Good tackle to snap a vertebrae.
Well, if you're a weak dog.
Look, the thing is, refs, I don't love shitting on refs, and if they had cost us the game, it would have sucked. But I think it sucks more that, and I'm not saying this cost us the game, but for the Panthers to be so clearly, purposely flouting rules.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Well, okay, so this is where I see it from my point of view. Last week or whatever, their trainer called time off, their cop that to give their players a rest and they'll cop the fine. Same thing, obviously, this week with the concussion protocols and look, Cleary moving that kick in. I won't have a go at him because that's a cheeky move and the ref should have pulled him up on that. But it just seems to me like Penrith just are really not taking this player safety thing seriously, which is a shame for the game.
Oh, shut the
Not to mention bloody
up.
Pangai Jr.
Isn't it
shoving an elbow into Welch's.
that does the HIA?
No, it's not. But I think they get reviewed. I think an independent doctor does review it though, Dave.
But I think review it after the game or
no, I don't know.
But I think they review the contact on the sideline to see if he needs to come off for a test.
Yeah.
I don't think the test is administered by an independent
Right.
doctor.
So then why do you think then? So you're saying that he came off for a test and you just don't believe that he passed?
Luai said after the game, I blacked out and was dizzy after when I woke up. If that's not a concussion, I'm not here.
Yeah, but that might be. But if you pass the test, which is the metric that's been put in place to determine whether you can come back on or not, then you pass the fucking test. Like Sean Kepi fucking knocked into next year. He went out. He was like...
He literally knocked himself into 2022.
He knocked himself into 2022. He was at the grand final of next year where Manly make it and they win. And they were like, what year is it? And he goes, it's 2022. I'm at the grand final. They're like, nah, sorry, you're a
And he
year.
goes, and I've just won the Clive Churchill.
Just on the Clive Churchill. He's like, nah, sorry, Shaun, you're a year early. Got to sit this one out.
But yeah, it was heartbreaking to see Welchie on the bench when he didn't look nearly as concussed as Luai did.
You aren't a doctor,
But
though,
also, Christian Welch has a history of fucking concussions.
Yeah. And like I said, Pangai shoving his elbow into Welchie's face, not good stuff.
Oh, dude, you're a fucking pussy.
I'm sorry that I'm just worried about the safety of our players, incling players on the Penrith team. I just don't want Jerome Luai to get CTE or anything like that.
Take your licks, Dave.
Yeah, take your licks.
Take your licks.
Mate.
You were bested by a better side who played tougher footy.
They did.
And wanted it more.
Defense. Mate,
That
you
is true.
guys had your opportunities as
We
well.
did,
You guys
yeah.
dropped the fucking ball with the line open.
Yeah.
They wanted it more.
It was
than
tough.
you.
They wanted it more.
Remus
We couldn't hold on to the
couldn't fucking
ball.
catch a ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, Remus
tough.
didn't have it.
Like I said,
Remus didn't have his best night.
none of those things probably cost us the game, but maybe if protocols had been followed properly, the result would have been different.
Maybe,
but I
but you
can't
did
definitely
lose.
say that. We
You
did
lost
lose.
though. No,
You lost
can't.
fair and square.
We lost.
Simple as
Like
that.
maybe if
Yeah.
you fucking
Maybe-
if you played
maybe if you were better.
Yeah, maybe if you guys attacked
Yeah.
better, you would have fucking.
Yeah. That's the other shit thing. Best attacking side all year, never scored less than 2 games.
But it
2
was the
matches,
best attacking side up against the best defensive side.
Yeah.
So their defense beat your
Well,
attack.
Tom, you ever heard this? Defense wins comms.
That's a fucking interesting saying. It makes sense based on
you-
yesterday's
have you
game.
heard that?
I'd never heard that.
I will say this about the grand final. I am fucking dripping wet. Why? Because I legitimately don't know who's going to win.
No, and it's
that's
South,
hard.
it's West Sydney versus South Sydney, baby.
Rarely do you go into a final with that sort of like legitimately. I don't know who's going to win.
No, but I do think.
Usually there's a standout side.
Well, I mean, I think Penrith are the standout side, even though South beat them.
South beat 'em
I know.
2 weeks ago.
I know.
That's where it gets trickier.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, if they didn't beat them fucking 2 weeks ago by putting on a fucking
Then
clinic
you'd be saying
themselves,
it's
then I'd be
Penrith
saying
all
Penrith
day.
100%. 100%. But wily old fucking Wayne Bennett, bro.
Yeah.
He's a motherfucker, that bloke.
Well, Wayne is currently Ivan's dad, so it's now just about trying to wrestle back parenthood between the two of them. I've found that this season, I have like Ivan Cleary's personal brand has taken a hit. At least the last month. I find him to be a bit of a sourpuss.
Yeah. Before I thought he was just sort of like cool and calm
maybe a
and
bit sort of
collected.
shyish, reserved, cool, calm. Now I'm like, oh, you're a bit of a sourpuss.
Yeah.
You're a bit of a fucking...
No, you are. No, you are a sourpuss, I think.
You're a grumpy sourpuss.
Yeah, I'd go along with that. I'd go along with that for sure. I do think the fact that Penrith lost last year is going to hold them in good stead next week.
Well, they say you got to lose one to win one.
Yeah, they do say that, Tom, and they say that for a reason. Otherwise, it wouldn't be said.
Yep.
Makes sense.
It does make sense.
But also, equally, I wouldn't be shocked if they did lose. Wouldn't shock me at all.
no,
Fucking
it would-
devastating
it
for
would
them.
be.
Imagine back-to-back grand final losses. When was the last time that happened? That'd fucking sting you.
That would have happened. I'll tell you when it happened, Eddie. It happened in 2003 and 4 for the Roosters.
After they won one, they went lost.
Yeah.
That's right. And I believe they were favourites in both.
Yes, they were.
Bulldogs.
Maybe not against the Bulldogs, though.
Bulldogs lost 2 in 3 years.
So the Roosters.
Yeah.
But so the Dogs would have been what, 2012, 2013?
2012 and 2014, yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think the Panthers go into this thing fucking the favourites clearly, but I think the Souths have much better storylines. Like I don't mind Nath and like all those Penrith juniors like winning their comp and like, you know, realising this childhood dream. They all played together. They're all in the big dance together. They all make it happen. Sorry if my nose sounds congested. Hay fever is absolutely pounding me today. But as we said, Souths have got some serious fucking storylines. Wayne, his 10th grand final. It'll be... I don't know if a coach has won 3 with 3 different clubs. has won a comp with 3 different clubs. Can you check that, Dave?
Yeah, no, I don't think. I was looking at this on the weekend. I don't think they have.
Then obviously you've got Reynolds' final year before he goes to the. If he wins, then
So hang on. This is Wayne Bennett's 10th grand final.
Yeah.
So that means he's only lost 2 and he's won 7.
Yeah,
That's a stat.
yeah, and it would have been Craig's 10th if he'd made it.
Wow.
Yeah, no one's won more than 2 with different clubs.
There you go. So this will be like 3 comps, 3 different clubs. Everyone's been going, oh, Bellamy's now the number 1. This will push Wayne right back up to the top.
Yes.
And like comfortably, I think. If you win 3 comps at 3 different clubs,
I
10
think
grand
so.
finals.
I think so. Because you got to start from scratch-ish.
Yeah, fuck yeah. Then, so there's the Wayne factor. Reynolds, if Reynolds wins the comp, then I think Souths are vindicated letting him go. Because they go, this is our premiership window. We win it with him.
And now you're...
And now you're off. You're old as fuck and we start again. Like, sure, we might win it again next year, but realistically, we've juiced you as much as we can.
Yeah, you could look at it from that perspective. Maybe it is fucking genius because they're like, listen, this is our premiership window. We can't afford him. We need to start again. And at some point, you have to start again. Only time will tell if that's true or not.
Yes.
Because, you know, as we're watching the NFL, it might be one of those situations where they let Brady go and then he just won. Exactly.
He just goes...
He just won straight away.
Yeah. Unlikely
Do
for
I think
Reynolds.
the Broncos are going to win? No, I don't.
No, we don't.
But it's an interesting storyline. It depends, mate. What's happening with his fucking groin? Because he wasn't even kicking on the weekend. He didn't play much of a role. He was snapping motherfuckers in defence. But from an attack perspective, it was certainly the Cody show.
Yeah.
If he's not 100%, that's a big out for them.
Yeah,
Or
I think, like a
that
big,
hurts.
Yeah. Benji, you've got your Cody Walkers. Cam Murray, you know, it'd be nice for Cam to win one. Trell not being there's fucked.
Mate, if he was there,
It'd be...
the markets would be a bit different. Like
Yeah.
Penrith would think $1.65, but
Yeah.
if Latrell was there, it's a different fucking story.
But then, did Matty, is Matty still in it? Yeah. Did Penrith beat Souths at the end of the season and then Souths beat them in the finals?
Yeah, remember there was
That was
that.
where like Latrell and shit scored some tries early and then Penrith came back.
Yeah, there was that 11-2 penalty count.
Yeah, that's right. Because like when that might have been like the week before Latrell got suspended, but like it was like Colin Matungi and Latrell scored for South, and like the first 20 minutes of that game, South looked fucking unbeatable, and then Penrith came back, and then fucking South do them in the final without Trell. You're like, holy shit.
it's good stuff.
It's good honest rugby league. But look, I think that is a sort of a debrief from the weekend. I think that we obviously have got some more licks incoming, but I think we need to get onto a little bit of, you know, the AFL Grand Finals finished, right? And now they have trade week. Well, the NRL season's pretty much finished and we have the off-season. Scandals aplenty. So let's get into the latest rugby league scandal. Eddie, so the off-season in full swing. Even though the comp's still going, the off-season starts when any one rugby league team no longer playing.
Once the last game of the season's done,
Yeah.
it's into it.
The off-season and the NRL season can actually run concurrently.
Of course they can, because there's only 2 teams left.
Correct.
There's 14 rugby league sides out there ripping and tearing right now.
Now,
Ripping and tearing.
speaking of ripping and tearing, we've got Reece Walsh of hot young throbber fame. He's a rookie of the year contender. I think so. It's Monday. I think.
No, not anymore. Eddie and I were just talking about that. I'm not sure if it's because of this suspension, but he's now ineligible because he's had 2 suspensions this season.
Bullshit.
That's what I just read.
They're trying to say that it's because he had suspensions this year.
Yeah, well, it's like Dally M. If you get 2 suspensions, you're ineligible.
What, you can't be the rookie of the year if you've got suspensions?
I think he's saying 2.
Who gives a fuck?
It's the rules.
Yeah, what a dumb rule. I've never heard that rule before. Are you sure they haven't just brought that in because they were going to give it to him?
It's in the AFL. You can't win the Brownlow.
I know.
if you get a suspension.
It's absurd to me. That's just crazy. But I also understand a bit more. For from like a Brownlow perspective, even though I think it's a shit rule, I can kind of get that.
I think it's speaking more to like best and fairest.
Yeah, but Rookie of the Year is just like, who's the greatest Rookie of the Year?
Yeah.
Regardless of whether you get suspended or not, that shit happens.
Oh, I agree.
But he was definitely a contender. And this, what you're just reading, Dave, no one was fucking talking about that. He was in everyone's Rookie of the Year contenders.
Yeah, so it must
So this
have been
must
from
be the
this.
suspension.
That's what I mean, though. I'm like, this just sort of comes out conveniently after he gets caught with fucking bags. But what made it dumb was that he was asked to move on from police and was like, no. And then they arrested him, and then they found bags on him. Like, if you've got bags on you,
Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's the confidence of a man who's had a great season.
it is. That's just youthful exuberance. And Eddie, on that alone, I think he deserves Rookie of the Year more now than he did before, because he's ripping on and off the field.
Yeah.
He's covering every facet of the game here already at 18 years old or whatever he is.
Getting it done. He's like, not only is he putting marketing dollars back into the code, back into the sport, he's had one of the great seasons of all time, but he's standing up to authorities going,
Fuck you, I'm fucking famous.
Yeah, but like, bruh, do you know who I am?
Yeah. I get that you're Constable Dickface, but do you know who I am?
And are you aware that it is the rugby league off season and I've got ripping and I've got tearing to do? Are you aware of that? Maybe that's what he's trying to explain to him. Listen, how can I rip and tear if I'm moved on?
Yeah.
You can't rip and tear once you moved on. That's what you seem to be missing, gentlemen. And I am obligated contractually to rip and to tear. I have to. It's my livelihood.
Yeah.
At least in the off season.
The game depends on it.
Now, gentlemen, if you don't mind, I'll go back to ripping and a tearing, if that's okay with you.
Thank you, officers.
No, it's not, Reece. Come with us.
No, it's
okay. What's this in your pocket?
This is ripping and tearing.
This is ripping and tearing. As I tried to explain to you earlier,
Yeah.
I am on the clock here. I get paid by the hour in the off season,
do
baby.
I come to your work and fuck around with you?
Do I tell you how to do your job?
Reece, that's technically what you're doing right now. So Reece got caught with bags, but I will say this. Firstly, like, it's not the end of the world. I'm not saying fucking go and do cocaine, but I'm also just saying, like, it's not the end of the world. But I was quite impressed with how he front-footed it with the media. Like, so he did like a press conference with his, like, I guess some sort of manager from the Warriors and Reece, and he's just sitting there on like a video conference just going, yeah, I got caught. I was asked to move on and I didn't. And then I had cocaine in my pocket and I'm sorry to everyone, blah, blah, blah. He started crying and shit. And I'm just like, this will make you a better footballer.
Oh, fuck yeah.
I think you're a better footballer for this, Reece.
As Dave was saying earlier, the punter and the dribbler are probably more outraged with Sam Walker running the ball dead than they are with...
100%. Sam Walker will, like, I think that's probably fair.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. What the fuck's this running the ball dead? There was Reece Walsh ripping and tearing.
Then a young man after one of the great seasons...
Also, a Brisbane boy in Brisbane, fucking, you would assume, has every single honey...
With eyes like that,
With eyes like that, every honeybee buzzing around him.
Buzzing.
Buzzing.
Look, I think it'll make him a better footballer, Tom. I think that's fair to say. I think he'll have a tremendous 2022. You can only fill you with confidence if you're Warriors
And
fan.
he'll learn from it. Like, the thing that's crazy and obviously speaks to youth is that he's Reece Walsh in Brisbane in the off-season, mid-rip and tear, getting around with fucking coke in his pocket. I know people who are not footballers and shit, but like well-known, who like will not fucking do, like, not that we all do it, but I'm saying I've heard them say like, I won't do anything in public.
Too risky.
The only way that they would ever engage in such behaviours in the Nadia Bartel life would be inside of a residence, which I'm like, okay, that makes sense. You're famous.
Yeah.
So you should. That's a smart footy.
I've just done a bit of Dioring. It's not because of this suspension that he's ineligible. He copped a 1-round ban for striking in round 12. And then at the fight in the round 25 Warriors game, like Jared Wallace, Kane Evans, he copped a 1-match ban for that, which hasn't even been served yet because that was round 25.
I was not aware of that. And I don't think the general public are because it hasn't been talked about until now.
Everyone was talking about
Round 25 was ages ago.
Everyone was talking about the contenders for fucking Rookie of the Year, and he was on every list. There was no, but he's been suspended for this thing. It's bullshit. And obviously it may not be bullshit, but it feels like bullshit.
Well, it's strange that no one is talking about it. That's what I'll say. Very, very odd.
It's absurd that 2 1-week suspensions will get you that
ineligible. Seems
I get it if they're longer suspensions for doing something else.
Yeah, that's it as well, right?
1 weeks, yeah.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely fucking ridiculous. But at the end of the day, I don't think he was going to win it anyway. I think Sam Walker will, but it's a stupid fucking rule. It's a stupid fucking
I
rule.
reckon Reece has had a better season than Sam Walker.
Yeah, like Walker got benched.
I think he was coming back from injury, in fairness to him, but I'm like, but still, like Reece Walsh was going to be picked for Origin. He's in a shitter side, and he became like the number one man for a team. You know what I mean? Like he gets
inside of a couple of weeks.
Inside of a couple of weeks, he played 7 games, and he was like the number one man for the Warriors after being let go by the Broncos, who are idiots, and then plays himself into an Origin selection, and then he gets injured. But like, that to me seems like a better rookie season.
Had some big shoes to fill and did it pretty well.
Fuck, mate,
he filled him.
He had RTS. He pushed RTS to the wing.
Yeah, he filled him. Yeah. Oh, he filled him. I'm just saying what I think will happen.
Yeah.
I'll go along with that 100%.
Yeah.
But it's good to see a young man in the prime of his life.
Yeah, ripping and tearing.
With reckless abandon, Tom.
Yeah.
That's what we like to see.
He's playing fucking footy.
Yeah, fucking oath he is. He's playing fucking footy in the off-season where it counts.
Yeah.
Where it counts. So it'll be interesting to see what the NRL does, though.
Yeah, how does that go? Because, like, it's not before... That's what's crazy.
Is it a slap on the wrist?
Well, it's like probably a 12-game suspension. Isn't that what Barber got?
Yeah, but... Yeah.
Didn't Barber do something a bit more?
No.
No, I don't think so.
No, he just got caught. He just pissed hot. What's crazy, though, like... And obviously the reality with cocaine, right, is like... It's cut with all manner of fucking shit to, I guess, like, make it more, right? To make it stretch longer. You think about, like, a Reece Walsh is just a fucking dumb kid doing some bags on a fucking weekend. And then Wendell, who did it before a game of footy, but it had shit cut with it. Or no, actually, I think his was just, if you test positive to that sort of stuff before a game, it's seen as an enhancement.
Yes.
And that's like a couple of years. Like, just the fine line between fucking years out of the game and, you know, a slap on the wrist, maybe 12-game suspension. But then also, like...
Well, timing's everything, Tom.
But then, like, if Reece were to be tested now, who the fuck knows what's in it? And could he now piss hot if for some, like, sort of a steroid?
Is that how it's viewed?
What do you mean?
So, like...
Not cocaine, but if it's cut with something that's illegal.
Yeah, but if they're like... Yeah, but surely there's an understanding that that's the possibility. And if you're like... We all know if there's cocaine in my system, it was cocaine.
No, dude, I'm pretty sure some Collingwood players a few years ago got, like, legit suspensions because their cocaine was cut with, like, clenbuterol or something.
Fair income.
Yeah. You can't be like, oh, sorry, it was coke. And they're like, okay, well, any cheater would say that.
Yeah, right. That's an interesting one.
Yeah. It's just obviously...
That hadn't crossed my mind before.
Yeah. I think he would have a pretty good fucking excuse now in that, like, listen, you literally just caught me with cocaine. I'm assuming that's what it was. But, like...
How long would those steroids and shit stay in your system?
Don't know. Probably longer than cocaine, I would imagine.
Yeah, you would fucking think so. Crazy stuff.
Anyway, look, it's a learning curve for the young fella. I felt bad for him when I saw him crying on the fucking TV. But the reality is, though, like, as a footballer, you just have to be smarter than that, right?
Oh, fuck yeah.
You can't be doing that shit. That's dumb. That's as dumb as it gets.
The arrogance to be arguing
with
about
the cop about
moving on is fucking
and you
crazy.
have a bag in your pocket. Like,
you've got to be kidding
that
me.
is I mean,
What
maybe
are you doing?
only cocaine will give you that level of confidence.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's not much left in the bag, let me tell you. He's giving it a proper working over to be that fucking lippy.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
That is crazy town.
That is crazy.
That is crazy, dude. That is
Holy
absolutely
fuck.
bonkers behavior.
Because I saw the video, which is circling around. It's fucking everywhere.
Yeah.
And he's arguing. I'm like, what is he possibly arguing?
About?
Now it makes sense.
And I'd only heard that I didn't realize when I first saw the video either that he
'Cause I was
had
in-
been, that he had, because I didn't even know he got caught with cocaine. I just thought he got arrested for not moving on. And then in the video, he's like, yeah. And then when I got back to the station, they searched me and found cocaine. I was like,
So I thought that he was getting done for cocaine and he was standing there arguing, being like, come on, boys.
Let me
gives it?
go.
Like, it's just a bit of rack. Who cares? That's what I thought was happening. I'm
No,
like,
dude.
this guy's outrageous. But now he's even more outrageous.
now he's even more outrageous. This is actually like, even when you think about how dumb Lachlan Lewis is, or, the
Oh, fucking mate.
the sheer bizarreness of Kurt Catewell's glory hole debacle, this actually is pretty fucking stupid in the history of stupid bonehead fucking moves.
Oh, my God. He was home and hosed.
He was home and hose. Move on, bro. Just move on and go and pump it in the park.
Take it home,
Or
mate.
take it home.
You know what I mean? Or go to another venue.
Go to
What do you-
another venue.
Like, there is 1,000,001 options at your disposal.
Yeah.
The last one I'm taking is telling the coppers to get fucked. You want to go back and rip and tear.
Yeah, let me back in, you dogs. All right, well, you can come with us.
But to
Ooh.
argue to a point where you get arrested, they would have been saying to him, if you don't move on, you'll be arrested.
Yeah.
And he's like, nah, fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm Reece Walsh. I'm hot as fuck. I've had a
Yeah.
great season.
That's a rookie of the year.
Oh, that's
fucking-
rookie stuff. That's rookie
that's
stuff.
rookie
They
stuff.
should give him rookie
They
of the
really-
year
yeah.
for making
A
the
rookie
most
error.
rookie error that only a rookie could make.
That's rookie error shit.
That is wild stuff. Good on him. Fuck me, Dad.
Yep.
How do you explain that one in the morning?
To mum and dad.
To mum
because
and
you're still
dad.
explaining that to mum and dad. You're 18 years old.
Fucking
You're
hell, he
living
probably
with
still
them.
lives at home.
That's silly shit. One more rugby league thing before we move on. Have you seen that Blake Asaurus Rex of Blake Ferguson fame? He's left rugby league. He's having a crack at the Wallabies.
I've heard he wants to play the 2023 World Cup.
I don't hate that.
I think there's a lot in that.
Outside centre winger.
He's like, I'm still fucking big and strong.
How
Like,
old's Blake Asaurus Rex, Dave?
a couple of years older than us, wouldn't he?
Or our age or younger?
32 or
Well, my
33.
age. I'm 32. I reckon he'll be 31.
He's 31. Born in 1990.
Okay.
So he'll be 32 next year.
Sandwich between us, mate.
Sandwich between us. I reckon he can comfortably make the Wallabies with the greatest respect.
Well, but even if he can't, he's a sniff.
Yes.
You know, and if I'm at the end of my NRL tenure and I still, got a fucking thirst for the competitive sport, and I still think I've got a bit to offer, and you look at the rugby union setup, you could argue pretty successfully that more rugby league players should have a crack.
Well, there's for a couple of reasons though, right? Like either go and become a dual international and have that to hang your hat on for the rest of your career, or go and play a bit of fucking rugby and then fuck off to Japan or to Europe or whatever and just see out your career getting paid probably the same amount you're being paid in rugby league, if not more, and just fucking living your life.
But what do you got to lose? You can fuck off to Northern England and play for a man of steel, which a lot of people have done in the past, but
Man, steals aren't worth a fuck though, really.
But why don't you but you can stay in your own country. Stay here and to play domestic footy and try and fucking see how you go.
Crack the Wallabies.
Why not?
But then let's say you don't make the World Cup in 2023. You're still better. You're still like a world class footballer, right? You're still you're still world class from a rugby league standpoint.
World class?
Well, maybe world
Not
class,
world
not world
class.
class, not world class, not world class. But he's an international and origin winger.
He was, yes.
Was, but I don't think he's that far off. And let's say define world class as he would be in the top wingers in the world. Maybe not to represent internationally, but like.
No, I know what you're saying.
You know
I know
what I
you're
mean?
saying.
Like he's an elite athlete. And
Yes, he's elite.
He's an elite athlete. And he could definitely go and crack it for some fucking, European rugby union side or a Japanese rugby side and get paid fuckloads of money or decent money. I think it's a genius idea. Or you try to stay with Parramatta and you've got to, hope that you live to be 5 billion years old.
Yeah, mate, I think it's a fucking good call. Like, there's plenty of blokes out there who are old as fuck now running around in international comps, or domestic comps. Like Adam Ashley Cooper, he's played this year.
Yeah, he played for the Giltinis in LA.
Matt Giddo did as well.
Yeah.
Adam Ashley Cooper, how old is he now? He'd be fucking
He's
40,
37.
37. And they won the comp. And I think he got back of the year or one of the, in his position, he was picked in the team of the year or something over there.
And
now he's coaching him?
But so if you can expose yourself to the rugby union world a little bit more, there's so many comps in the world that you can go and fucking dip your nutsack into.
100%.
It does extend your career.
Yeah.
There's a lot more longevity in it, I think, for sure.
And it's way more international. And
there's only 2 rugby league comps, really.
Dude,
there's a fuckload of rugby union comps.
Get yourself over to the south of France and fucking eating them crumpets. Hop on over to the Amalfi Coast in between fucking seasons or in between training days.
Do you think he can make the Wallabies?
Yeah. Yeah. I think he can.
I think he can make the squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he make the squad.
He'd make the squad. He's a big body. He can run hard. He's still quick. I'd be interested in him at outside centre.
Can he kick?
He doesn't have to be able to.
Outside centre, no.
He could be outside centre. He could be a winger. That'd be it for him, though. I don't think he'd play fullback or anything. He could be a 12. He could be a 12, 13.
Be a 13, 12, yeah. 12, 13.
Or a winger. But I like it. I like it. But I think that's rugby league. Well, it is rugby league.
That's rugby league.
That's rugby league. Eddie, we do want to talk some UFC and some fights and shit, but Dave just fucking started telling me a story which is truly bizarre. Dave, take the floor. Take it away, please.
Yeah, so I've just seen this article on ABC, and it's basically about the A-League clubs, and it says an investigation into the foreign ownership of Australian soccer clubs has uncovered links to an Indonesian executive jailed over a match-fixing scandal and accusations of sport washing and violations of human rights from a lot of the club owners. So it says 5 out of the 12 clubs are foreign owned and controlled. A lot of them through these rich Arab people who own Premier League clubs and stuff as well. Brisbane Roar is fully owned by one of Indonesia's largest corporations, of which the director of the company was jailed in 2019 for interfering with evidence in a police investigation into match fixing. He's since been released from prison, but is still the director. There's also some accusations and worries about some of the Arab-owned clubs like Melbourne City and their ties to the Dubai governments and their human rights abusers. And basically, I think what this article has kind of said is that there's been no oversight or anything into the foreign ownership of these clubs and if they are running them properly. But now with this investigation, they're like, oh shit, there's a lot of dodgy stuff going on.
I guess
Interesting.
For me, it's sort of just, I guess it poses the question, well, what's more important, human rights or an Australian football league?
It's certainly a fucking consideration. It doesn't seem to worry the Premier League. They couldn't give a fuck.
Well, what's more important, competitive soccer or fucking what? Some humans' rights. 30 people at a fucking A-League grand final or, child slave labour.
It's an interesting one. I didn't realise so many of them were foreign owned. I had no idea.
What else don't we know about the A-League clubs? Fucking who any of the players are?
Yeah, how many there are in the league?
Who won the comp last year?
Who fucking coaches?
I actually don't know who won the comp last year.
The whole competition could be behind Harry Potter's invisibility cloak. I wouldn't have a fucking clue. It could be happening right now.
They could change the shape of the ball and we wouldn't even know.
That's it. Yeah. Playing with an AFL ball this year.
We've harked on about the A-League for a long time in terms of what they need to do to get the eyeballs back. Sign Del Piero again.
And, fuck. if the ABC rumors are true, then like, you know, I don't know. I don't see why if in the fight for eyeballs, we can't, you know, show the human rights violations in some way, you know?
No, I don't. I'm not following.
I'm just saying, let's just bring it all out into the open because human rights violations are going to draw eyeballs and attention. In today's society when clicks are a premium, clicks are the most important thing. Eyeballs are the most important thing. If there's a way that we can get human rights violations and A-League under the same on the same TV screen at the same time, maybe we have kids fucking, you know, running the waters for free.
They run them anyway for free.
Well, no,
Ball
usually
boys.
Ball boys, I'm sure they're getting some sort of clip. Maybe we make them mow the lawns.
Well, he was a ball boy, this kid behind us.
That's
Did
true.
you get paid, Dave?
No, I didn't get paid, but
There
I
you
got
go.
like good free merch. And when you're a 14-year-old kid or like a 12-year-old kid, if
you
you're
pay-
getting to go into the
Pay him in
change
merch.
rooms,
Pay them in merch. But
Yeah.
let's not pay them in merch.
Yeah, not paid at all.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think there's a way that you can make it all. But listen, as I said at the start of this thing, what's more important? Eradicating fucking human rights violations from the earth or having soccer in Australia?
You decide.
You decide. I'm not prepared to make that argument.
Punters and dribblers, you decide.
That's up to you guys.
that'll be on Four Corners tonight where I'm sure they'll go into more depth about it.
They didn't need that. Well, maybe they did. Some sort of what is
Press coverage. I'll tell you what. No one was
it? Bad press is good press.
Any-
is that the saying?
any
any
publicity
publicity is good publicity, especially for the A-League because no one was watching it or paying attention.
No one knew it was on.
No
Is it
one
on
knew
now?
was No, it's not on
I'm
now.
having a look. I don't think it started yet.
But it is a summer league in Australia, right?
But then it was winter, and then it went back to summer. Now there's some overlap. It's all at sea.
They just do whatever. They do whatever they can to keep their head above water, even if that means human rights violations, allegedly. And organised crime links, allegedly.
Really? It's all pretty lowbrow. Four Corners.
Yeah, it's starting in November. It's going to be on Paramount and 10.
Paramount?
So
What
it's
the
no longer
fuck
on
is
Fox?
that?
Paramount, like the Paramount Pictures.
Yeah, Paramount Plus.
The
They got new
streaming wars, baby.
services, yeah.
Paramount Plus are in now?
We're in the thick of the streaming
Can I
wars,
say
dude.
something? Where the fuck are the aggregators at? Because I
know.
can't keep up now.
I know. Well, that's what I had an idea about doing that, but I think there are people that do it. But like where you can, much like Placey.
Like Placey, bro. We need the Placey built for streaming.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on?
Where you just pay an aggregator and you go, all right, maybe you've got to have them for like a month at a time. And it's like, all right, well, I'm going to have fucking Spotify in. I'm going to have fucking...
Mate, you can buy five, you can just swap them in and out seamlessly.
I was having a conversation with someone who was about this, and they were saying that the streaming services wouldn't get on board because they wouldn't want people to be paying less for their product. But it was like...
But
they're getting access to people they wouldn't have had at all.
That's exactly right.
It's that whole one big switch thing as well, right? If you get enough people to say, all right, we've got 300,000 customers here who we're taking to fucking Spotify or Paramount or fucking Disney or Netflix or fucking Stan or Amazon, like...
Maybe they don't want to do it because once you start, she won't stop.
And then it's almost like it becomes then a TV station again. Like the aggregator becomes like do you know what I mean? Like it goes like
Sort of, yeah.
It kind of goes full circle back to like this one thing that you get where all the things are on, and then eventually it'll split again and then come back around.
That's an interesting way of looking at it. In some ways, that is right. Yeah.
And then it's like, well, Placey's the only aggregator.
So Paramount, so Fox don't have any soccer now. What's Bozza going to do?
Bozza's with Stan. I just saw Bozza sign with Stan Sport for some new European soccer league, show.
Yeah, Stan have got the
They got
Champions
the Champions
League.
League.
Yeah.
But that's it. Opta's got the EPL. The A-League's fucking gone. He must be like, what the fuck is happening? He used to be at Fox when they had the Premier League and the A-League.
Yeah.
And now he's at Stan Sport doing a Champions League show.
Something like that, yeah.
What the fuck?
You know what though, dude? It's like he's probably getting paid the same amount for less work. He's go, yep, thank you. Thank you
Well,
so
if
much.
that's the case, but
Who knows?
who knows? I mean, it's a guess, Tom.
It is a guess.
Paramount Sport. Is that what I'm hearing?
It's called Paramount Plus. It's not just sport, obviously. It's their stuff, but yeah.
But is their sports subscription split from the streaming service like Stan Sport is? Like you have to get Stan, then you get Stan Sport?
That's the thing that I can't get around. Like, well, at least at the moment, unless they sponsor us. But do you know what I mean, though? Like, I thought it would be reasonable just to have... I wonder how many people signed up to Stan Sport. I'd be interested to know for the rugby, sort of it.
But like, I mean, yeah, the streaming wars is like a bit of fun because we get great content. But if I'm starting to have 50 fucking subscriptions for shit,
Yeah.
you know
It's
what
not
I
that
mean?
fun anymore.
Paramount is just the one subscription. You don't have to buy.
Yeah,
other
that's
ones
how it
off.
should be.
Yeah,
like,
but I'm talking from a sports perspective. You know what I mean?
because that's what it'll start being. Like in the US, there's like games. Like one network will have just like one game. Obviously, it's more TV related still, but like there are like games exclusive to. So it'd be like Channel 10 having one game of rugby league and then fucking every Sunday or.
Yeah, but I think you can still get it in the same place as opposed to having.
Well,
different
you'd probably only get like the
subscriptions.
NFL pass or some shit, but you couldn't get it in the same spot. It's on TV.
But that's what I mean.
Yeah. But then there's ones where like I feel like there might be somewhere it's in behind a paywall. I don't know, but that's where it's heading, and that's the fucking like free to air is fucked.
Like,
basically.
imagine if they start splitting up the NRL.
Yeah.
So you got to have like 3 subscriptions just to watch the whole comp.
Or you'd pay one subscription to the NRL pass, which is, I think, the same thing with NBA and all that sort of shit, right? Like, that is how it's like you can have all of these multiple subscriptions or you just sign up with the NRL,
Yeah, which is probably what you'll
which is
have to
probably
do.
what you'll do and get all of them.
Interesting, fucking interesting. Paramount bought the A-League for how much? This should be interesting.
$88.
And 95 cents.
It'll probably be less than what you have to pay for a fucking subscription.
Yeah, it was just they gave everyone free subscriptions.
Yeah.
And that was it.
Look, I mean, how many million a year do you reckon they'd get for it? I'm going to say 15 million a year. If it's any more than that, they are fucking killing. A-League's doing very well.
Yeah, 20. If it's not reported, you know why.
Yeah. It's embarrassing if that's
So it says it was a $200 million rights deal, which is including because Paramount's owned by
Is that for 100 years?
Paramount's owned by the same people as 10. So I think they got the whole thing. They got like, we're going to show 1 or 2 games or whatever on free to air, and then we're going to show the rest.
I was thinking
But
about
do they get international games as well?
The A-League, W League,
Channel 10 does.
Australia's.
Channel 10 had
they?
Channel 10 had Australia versus fucking like Thailand or Vietnam on a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, so they're paying for that as well.
Yeah. I was thinking about this, and this is a little off topic, and maybe it's a bit too inside fucking for you three, but just because I did work in radio and I don't know how much people think about it. But I reckon Today FM in Sydney might be the greatest waste of money over like the last 20 years. Like in terms of just a sheer like burning of cash for no return, no benefit, nothing. Like when you think about the amount of breakfast shows they've gone through, like once Kyle and Jackie O left, they have gone through fucking close to 10 breakfast shows.
Mate, at one point, they didn't even have one. They just played music.
They just had some guy back announcing music. That was it in the morning. Hey, welcome. Hey, megabucks. You want your megabucks? All right. Here's fucking Rita Ora. Like they just got rid of it altogether, and it actually I think started doing better. But it is like when you think about, and I'm not having a crack at any of the people who did their breakfast shows, although they haven't been great and haven't translated, but like in terms of just the millions of dollars just wasted. In terms of where you think about like what, obviously they're trying to build, like keep a business going from a radio perspective, but just say you took all of those millions of dollars that have been wasted, just how much better they could have been spent on anything else in the world. That's what I'm talking about. I was driving in today just hearing, no disrespect, Aaron Mullen.
Who's on there now?
You know what? It's not even about her. Hughesy, Ed, and Aaron Mullen. So Dave Hughes of fucking Hughesy fame.
Hughesy of Hughesy fame was exactly how you described
That's
it.
how you. And then Ed Cavalier of, come on. Like, what are we doing? Ed Cavalier fame. I don't get it. I don't get Ed Cavalier. And then Aaron Mullen, who I like. I think Aaron Mullen's good. I don't think necessarily them together makes sense.
What do they talk about?
Bro, sometimes you go like I like to, as like a sort of, again, just because of I used to work in radio. When I'm of a morning, I'm fucking just listening to all the breakfast shows, hearing what they're doing, and you listen to that one, and I'm like, what the? Sometimes it's like it just sounds like they're just trying to kill time. They're like, "Oi, we've got this guy on who's a chef," and it's fucking. I'm like, who's listening to this shit, dude? Come on. It's the greatest waste of money I think I've ever seen.
They've had 6 iterations of breakfast shows since Kyle and Jackie O left, which was in 2015. So they're pretty much going one a year.
Of those breakfast shows, have Hughesy and Ed been on it already?
No, this was Hughesy and Ed's first one.
Read them out.
Oh, no, sorry. Okay, so...
They have, haven't they?
Yeah, no, okay. I'll start from the beginning. So, January 2015, Dan and Maz took over the breakfast spot.
Yep.
No idea who either of those people are. Dan DeBuff and Maz Compton.
Yep.
Sure. Then it was Rove, and he had a thing with...
The Bachelorette.
The Bachelorette. When I was
M. Rusciano.
I was in radio at this point, and again, like I was casual. I was never like a fucking mover and shaker with it when I was there. Like I was just a producer, right? But like when you would hear that the decision makers decided to put Rove of Say Hi to Your Mum for Me 25 years ago fame and a chick who just won The Bachelor together, it was like, how do you see a future for yourself in an industry when people are making these decisions?
Crazy. But it's also like, just because you've been on The Bachelor, it doesn't mean you can fucking spin a yarn on radio.
Or Rove...
And your name alone isn't going to get you ratings.
No, but also Rove of, you can't knock Rove's career, but like Rove has been nowhere, like hasn't been popular for fucking 20
Rove
years.
made hay while the sun was shining.
Exactly.
And credit to him.
And he's got production companies, like his production companies run The Project. Or that
But
sort of
he's
shit.
not relevant now from a personality perspective.
No one cares about Rove anymore. And to see him on there was like, okay, this is going to be interesting.
Yeah.
And then who was after that, Dave?
So after Rove and Sam, there was M. Rusciano and Harley Breen.
Yep.
Then...
What do they have the years? Like how long?
Yeah. Sorry. So Rove. So first one 2015, and then Rove and Sam came 2016, and then January 2017, M. Rusciano and Harley Breen replaced Rove, and then November 2017, Harley Breen leave the station, replaced by Ed Cavalier.
Right, so there's Ed Cavalier's first crack at breakfast.
Yep. Later in 2017, Grant Denyer would join M. Rusciano and Ed Cavalier.
Denyer?
Yeah. M. Grant and Ed.
Yeah, dude, they've fucking, this is ridiculous.
And then that actually lasted a while, 2 years almost. Woo! And then M. Grant and Ed finished, and that's when you just had Music for Breakfast with Jamie Angel. And then...
Jamie Angel, not his real name?
No, that's his name. That's his name.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, he was my former boss at Triple M.
Oh, that's him?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And then
Moved down.
2020, they left, and then it became Hughesy, Ed, and Aaron.
Yeah.
Hughesy, Ed, and Aaron. Okay. Well, interesting, Tom.
Yeah. Anyway, that just was a thought that came to me. I don't know how we got there, but I was thinking that as I drove in. I go, this might be the greatest waste of money in human history. Because a lot of the time, bro. Also, Dave, I feel like you're missing out there. You started fucking Merrick, Sophie Monk.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I did start 2 years
You started fucking way too late, dude.
Yeah,
there were more.
So, well, it's got that started under the rebuilding phase on Wikipedia. But
Yeah,
anyway,
whatever that was. It was after fucking Kyle and Jackie O, though. That's all you need to know. Merrick, Sophie Monk, Jules Lund, and Mel B from the Spice Girls.
4? That's
Yeah.
a lot of chefs in the kitchen.
Yeah, there are a lot of chefs. And Mel B was, I think, there in name alone, because I don't think she ever fucking really even rocked up.
Oh, my God.
But was there anyone? Was that it? Was it them and then Maz and Dan or whatever?
Yeah, it was that. And then Mel B left, and then they got rid of Merrick, Jules, and Sophie Monk for Dan and Maz.
Yep. Yep.
Fuck me dead. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
The radio wars, baby. Did you watch the Biffs yesterday?
Yes, I did watch the Biffs yesterday.
That might have been one of the greatest fights I've ever seen.
Vulcan and Ortega. Yeah. That was sick. It was such good biffing. And like, it was really good biffs, but also like Volkanovski clearly won every single round, even though the biff was solid.
He pounded the fuck out of him, mate.
Yeah.
Like he won and won well. The judges gave him like
every round.
It was like 50-45 and 44 and shit. Like he dominated him. But his ability to get out of 2 submission attempts, which I was like, he's done. He's done. He's absolutely fucking done here. Like the first one where he's on his back and he's like got his arm around it.
He's guillotining him.
I was like, he's about to tap.
Yeah.
He's about to tap. And then he didn't. And then he slips out like a slippery little fucking
like
eel.
And I'm Damien Cook, slippery
like a Damien Cook. I go, holy fuck. And then the second one where he's just like laying there going, thumbs up.
Yeah.
Going, I'm sweet, bro.
Mate, he's an animal. And like, for everything that, firstly, the commentary around Alexander Volkanovski is so fucking biased, dude. Like, or not even around him, but around Ortega. I just found it like, obviously we're biased Australian, but like the whole thing was it never seemed to be about how well Volkanovski was fighting for me, as much as it was like, how tough's Ortega, because he's just getting pieced up. It's like, Volkanovski's fucking smoking him. That's what the fucking storyline is. Volkanovski is a fucking handful.
Yeah, the storyline was how much Ortega could fucking cop and was he going to be able to submit him? That's what they were referring to a lot of the time.
All the time.
And he had to take him to his back and blah, 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 blah. They weren't talking about the fact that even after he'd been submitted, or not submitted, attempted to be submitted, Volkanovski gets onto his fucking, on top of him and ground and pounds the living fuck out of him to the point where I'm like, Ortega's not going to come back for the next round.
Firstly, he almost shouldn't have. He got helped onto his stool, which is illegal. And then
they gave him like an extra 30 seckends before the round started, trying to check him out, going, how many fingers and shit am I holding up? And to what I could hear, it didn't sound like he was responding. He didn't know where he was.
He was like, they were like, can you see? He's like, yeah, how many fingers? And then he's like, look this way. And he's looking the wrong way. And you're like, what? He surely is done here. But to his credit, he came back and fought like a motherfucker for the remainder of the fight. Like, tough as they come.
Oh, yeah.
Tough as they come. Volkanovski seems like he's also much more comfortable with where he sits within the like MMA, UFC world now. Like talking shit, he's top of the heap, he's having a laugh with everyone and sort of, you know, not taking everything so seriously, or I don't know, he just seemed more relaxed in general. But that fight was fucking crazy, dude. Crazy.
Well, probably more like, I've fucking beaten everyone, mate. So shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up now. I've beaten everyone you've thrown at me. I've beaten Aldo, I've beaten Mendez, I've beaten Max Holloway twice. And
beaten Ortega now.
Beaten Ortega.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, and I beat the fuck out of Ortega, and I got through it. Like I went through adversity, and I came through. He was just an animal, dude. Like he's a fucking animal. Speaking of great chins in world sport, he has one of the great chins in world sport. Like it is, he looks like the dad off American Dad. That's how big that chin is.
Yeah, it's a chin of substance.
It's a chin of consequence.
It's
a chin of consequence. But that was a phenomenal fight. Then Shevchenko got it done against whoever the fuck she was fighting. Another chick just broken. Another will and spirit broken by Valentina. And then Nick and Robbie Lawler. I was like, Nick Diaz couldn't have looked like he accumulatively was throwing shitloads of punches, but it was like he couldn't have looked slower.
No. He was fucking big and slow. He wasn't in great shape either.
It was like...
Did they fight that at middleweight in the end?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
Like, having a look at him, running an eye over the chassis, I'm like, there's no way that motherfucker was going to get down to welterweight.
No.
Bro.
And the Diaz brothers historically never look good in terms of their body. Like, they're never like fucking jacked. But it was just... He started with some really slow spinning kick to start the fight.
Oh, that was lethargic.
Mate, even if that had hit him, it wouldn't have knocked him out.
That was so lethargic. I'm like, what is that? I don't really think you realise how fucking slow you look,
like,
bro.
do you even spin it with some intent?
But, when the fight got going, he throws some good combinations and shit. Like,
Yes.
the guy can fucking box.
100%.
It wasn't...
It didn't look like any of them were hurting Robbie Lawler.
But I would, obviously... everyone has romanticized Nick Diaz, but the reality is he hasn't fought for a fucking long time.
6 years or so.
He's 38. The last time they fought was in 2004.
17 years.
To say that there was a lack of intensity when comparing the fights would be the understatement of the year.
Yeah.
It was like two old fuckers having a crack at
Robbie still looked good, but
he looked okay.
He looked okay against someone who was like
He looked
clearly
okay
off the pace.
Exactly. I wouldn't be fucking writing home about Robbie Lawler. Like he was good, but he wasn't.
A lot of the people, like even the commentators, sort of tried to talk about it through like romantic, sort of the romantic lens of like, wow, hell of a fight. Most punches thrown for a fight. Oh, the third most punches thrown. I saw the stat. Third most punches thrown in a fight that didn't go 15 minutes. But it's like the way it ended was shit.
Nick wasn't in.
Nick just kind of went, fuck it.
I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Like on his ass.
He made him quit. Like he made him quit. He wasn't knocked out.
But he had his faculties.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like, do you want to keep fighting? And he's like, nah.
I think
I'm going to stay down here, bro, if that's all right with you.
Yeah, nah, I'm done with this.
I'm like, this isn't, I'm out.
And it's no judging him, right? Like,
No,
we're not
fuck
fighters,
no.
but it's just like, that's how it went.
No. There's no judging. The guy's a fucking motherfucker. And historically had one of the great careers, but the fight had gone out of the old bull.
Yeah.
I think it's fair to say. Like,
Yeah.
there was at the end where he was sort of had this realization, perhaps going, this isn't really for me anymore.
But he was saying pre-fight, I should have been fighting Usman. You're like, bruz.
Usman would kill you, bro. He would kill you.
Usman would kill you.
Based on what I saw, a fight with Usman wouldn't go more than 15 seconds.
No.
He'd fucking
Absolutely demolished.
pound him into the earth,
Yeah.
and that'd be it. Especially if we went in with that spinning kick to get things started. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But anyway.
But I don't think we see Nick again.
Oh, look, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if you did, but I also wouldn't be surprised if you didn't. You know, it's one of those things where it's like, what else is he going to do? He might want to come back and do it again, maybe avenge a loss. Like those Diaz boys are fucking, if he gets it, maybe now he's got a bit of a taste for it again. First time in a long time. Who knows? But I didn't think it was as fantastic as some people were trying to talk it up to be. It was a bit of a shit show. That being said, loved it anyway. Love fucking UFC. It gets me up and about.
Just good to have a fucking world champion.
Yes, dude. And
Do you know what I mean? And a one that's defending.
Yeah, like no disrespect to Bobby Knuckles, who's fucking a legend, but Volkanovski by far and away our greatest UFC champion ever. Like,
comfortably. He's got the third longest active win streak in the UFC. He's won 20. He's won 20 straight. He's won 10 in the UFC. Motherfucker can't be stopped, and he doesn't look like getting stopped. Really,
no.
Like he's a fucking presence,
Dude, how about John Jones?
John Jones.
The UFC.
What the fuck?
The UFC Hall of
I read that late last night. I almost forgot it. He is on.
He's a fucking.
What is going on? He's the biggest dead shit, mate.
He's such an idiot.
He is a dead shit.
He's in Vegas for the UFC Hall of Fame. He's inducted. I'm sure he's the only fighter ever to be inducted while still fighting. And he just cannot keep it together for a second. He goes out and gets
has
arrested.
He fucked someone's car up?
I don't know. I don't know what he did.
There's like, it was like a
Dave, can you look it up?
domestic. It was like there's assault.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
there's like damage to a car. I'm pretty sure.
Bruh.
It says Jones was arrested at 5:45 a.m. on Friday at a resort near Las Vegas Boulevard. He was in the city for a ceremony, blah, blah, blah. The facts are still developing. We really don't know yet the full story. It's not. He had 2 failed drug tests and a number of prior arrests, including driving while intoxicated and a hit and run in 2015, battery in 2019, charges of DWI and negligent use of a firearm in March 2020.
He is a fucking handful.
What the fuck?
And Dana was just like, fucking hell, dude. Like, what the fuck? Like, every time we bring this cunt to Vegas, it's almost just like Dana was like, he can't be in Vegas for 12 hours without fucking up. Like,
He's just a fucking
he's obviously got
animal.
problems, right?
Yeah, of course.
But you're just like
Is that part and parcel with being like
a wild man.
but also knowing that at in his prime, there wasn't a man on the planet that could beat him in a fight. Does that?
Well, there still hasn't been. There still hasn't been.
But like, I mean, like he could legitimately say during his prime that there wouldn't be another human being on the planet that could. He could kill any human being with his bare hands.
Yes.
Does that?
Well, I don't know whether that specifically, but I think maybe like just being a wild man, like that.
But at the tippy top as well.
Well,
you know?
yeah, I'm sure. But I'm sure there's wild men who aren't at the tippy top. I think it's more just about that, like, you know, if that's what you do for your job, not everyone, but there's going to be a fucking few of you that are just like wild boys.
Yeah.
And he's a wild motherfucker. But
who seemingly cannot be wrangled.
he cannot be wrangled. He can't get out of his own way. He's literally in his own way.
5:45 a.m. Don't you just?
That's the hours. That's when it happens.
That's when it happens.
Edward, you fucking know summer's just around the corner when you've got Shaun Marsh in absolutely rip-roaring shield form hitting tons.
That's when you know summer's around the corner.
That's the first sign of summer.
Will Shaun Marsh be hitting shield tons for like all time?
I don't know if we were talking about this on the podcast or on the live stream, but you know,
will he
you know how
stop?
Eddie Aikau is Eddie Aikau is constantly
Still
paddling.
paddling,
He's
yeah.
still paddling. I think Shaun Marsh will be hitting early season shield tons forever.
Will he always be in contention for the test side?
He has to be
for all time.
Shaun Marsh has to always be in contention for the test side to some degree. And look, Mitch Marsh,
and
to
you
a
know what
lesser
they'll
degree,
always point to? His just flawless technique.
his flawless technique.
that sees him get out often. But not shield cricket.
Not in shield cricket. He might have the best technique for shield cricket of all time.
Possibly all time, yeah.
It just doesn't translate to the test arena as much as
Which
one
is
would hope.
unfortunate because that's where
We care.
that's all I really give
That's
a
all
shit
we give a
about.
fuck about. But great to see that Shaun or Swamp Jr. as
We affectionately
know him as, hitting early shield tons. Also good, though, that Cam Baggy Green picking up where he left off because his tons are of consequence. He's hitting more tons for Western Australia. I think Travis Head. Travis starting to get a little bit of Shaun Marsh about him in terms of his shield form not translating to the test arena.
Yeah, he has got a little bit of Swampy Junior about him. He probably hasn't played enough Test cricket to really push him into that category, but he's played enough.
He's played enough.
And he's played, you know, he's played for long enough now where this would have to be like, how many summers are we talking about Travis Head putting his hand up for the side?
Well, he got dropped, didn't he? He got
He's
dropped
in and
last
out.
summer.
He's
yeah,
in and
he's in
out.
it. But he was fucking vice captain, Edward. He was vice captain, which sometimes you see that and you go, how do I know that's not the right call? And yet the selectors seem to think that it's a wise one. Like he hasn't done enough to earn that.
No. And also, if you're picking a VC, you're surely picking someone who you think's going to be fucking sticking around.
But that's like, you have to have done enough to be assumed that you're going to be sticking around, not like picked as VC on potential. Because that's all he was. He's still a potential player. And yet he'd be in his fucking late 20s, if not 30s. Dave, how old's Travis Head?
He's 27.
Okay, so he's got some time.
How many tests has he played?
He has played 19 tests.
And his average?
30.
I think it's pretty good, actually. It's might even be 40.
37.4.
I'm going to say 40.
39.75.
There you go. We're good. We're both there. Because I remember he got dropped for averaging 40 and everyone's like, well, that seems weird. And I do agree with that. If you're averaging 40, you know, that's a pretty good fucking average in Test cricket.
Well, it depends. Yeah, but it depends.
It does, because you're not hitting runs
Like at the end of the day, you can say, "Oh, fucking average is important." It is to a degree, but it's what sort of fucking form you're in.
Yeah. What sort of runs are you getting?
What sort of run? It's
they
about
brave
winning
runs?
series. You got to win series.
You got to win series and get brave runs.
You
for your
got to
country.
win series. It's as simple as that. What's his shield average? Or his first class average?
First class average 39.72.
So he hasn't really dropped off that much in Test cricket.
But there was a time, Eddie, where, you know, around the sort of 2000s, late 90s, 2000s, I believe, where cunts would average 50 in shield couldn't make the Australian side.
Mike Hussey averaged fucking over 50 and he couldn't make the side.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Like-
that's when we fucking went real deep. And
Yeah.
that was, now that we've got some years between us and those two moments, you start to realise that was like, we were just living in the most blessed era ever.
Yes.
Like that wasn't something that happens all the time.
No, it wasn't. But maybe it was a bit of a mentality thing as well. Like, you can't just pick these beaters who are fucking averaging 30 for the test. Like, if you don't average...
Yeah, but there was no one else. You got to fill a side, Tom.
But I think some cunts do average and they don't. Like, I think that would still be the case. We just got lower averages.
I don't think so. If they're, you telling me there's a bloke
Not necessarily averaging 50.
who averages 50 that's not the test side?
No, I wouldn't say that necessarily. But certainly, if there's someone who's averaging 40 and there's someone who's averaging 30, even if they've got a better name or they have a beautiful fucking onside drive, like, yeah, sorry, bro, you're not averaging enough.
Yeah. No, I'm with you. I am with you. It's interesting. It's fucking interesting because I don't have to remind the punter and the dribbler that it's the Ashes this year.
Well, yeah,
and
if
we fucking lose, that's
we won't lose the Ashes. I'm more if we don't have the Ashes. I don't know.
No. Ashes will be on for sure. 100%.
Well, not if the Poms don't come.
Why wouldn't they come?
Because they're fucking ScoMo's like, sorry, you're not getting any special dispensation. Your families aren't coming.
They'll get it. They'll get it. ScoMo knows with an election around the corner, Tom, that if he is the sole responsibility behind us not having an Ashes cricket summer after a cunt of a year, that's on him.
After a cunt 2 years. Like, you can dog...
But you can't bring in...
You can dog the country in the middle of bushfires and go hang out in Hawaii with your fucking family. You can, completely fuck up a vaccine rollout leading to deaths and lockdowns. But you cannot rob us of the Ashes.
You can't let Caitlyn Jenner into the country and not the Ashes families, like the players' families, because that'll fucking do my head.
You'll
lose the election.
Well, you'll lose the. Well, he's going to lose the election anyway. Hopefully,
but he definitely will.
He definitely loses, and you think there's unrest with the tradies down in fucking Melbourne? You wait until the cricket fraternity get up in arms.
That's right. Then you'll fucking see problems.
Now, Eddie, just before we get into it, I'm as pro fucking vaccine as you are, right? As the next person.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if there's anything more fucking sniff your own farts than those hats that say vaxxed on them. Don't you reckon? Like, most people are getting it. So the fact that you've got a fucking hat that says vaxxed on it is making no difference other than the fact that you just want to smell your own farts.
And some people, Tom, like it or lump it, like to smell their own fluff.
I know, but there's
those people out there.
But they want to smell their own farts and let you know that they smell their own farts.
Yeah, I know. It's bizarre.
It's weird.
It's truly bizarre.
Vaxxed. Look at my hat that says vaxxed on it. Like, cool.
Fart sniffers exist.
Yeah.
That's all I can say to that.
Yeah.
And if you want proof of it,
look at the people wearing vaxxed hats.
There you go.
Now, obviously, we're about to get licked near to death. We've got a lot of dribbles to get through here. We're going to try and whip through them, but we wanted to start with this gentleman. I'm just getting up his details. Where is he? Shout out to the fucking Northern Beaches MP who keeps DMing us. Jason Fallon Skimp. Sorry, Jason Falinsky MP.
Jason Fallon Skimp.
I was like, what the fuck? He put up something on his page, on his like Instagram. And it's clearly like him trying to be like a young fucking like, oh, I'm an MP. You know how they do that really blatant shit where they're trying to like get on back. So he's put up something before the Manly game on Friday. And he's pretending to be on the phone, like, because it's him taking on Albanese. And it's like, oh, yeah, okay, no, yeah, Manly by 13 points or more. Like, he doesn't even say 13 plus. Like, he just does, it's like so obvious. They don't get it.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's been DMing us. Shout out to that guy. But Mike Steelbar, he's on Instagram, is Mike B is dead. He has created a song on his SoundCloud. Basically, he's made a song off the back of the live stream where Manly's getting pumped, and it's just called Fuck, featuring Hello Sport. Dave, take it away.
It's too touch and go. Too touch and go. The positive is. Oh! enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough.
It was the penultimate angle that we're in. That was the one that did us in.
That was the one that did us in.
Dude, this is sick.
See what I mean?
Oh my god.
Fuck's sake.
You can feel when the bloody gods are in your favour, and right now we must have displeased them.
Still in it though, like you guys have had 30% of the ball pretty much. You've gone down there twice.
Fuck's sake. See what I mean?
Oh god.
This is so good.
That was the one that did us in. Come on. Jesus Christ. That was great.
That was fucking cool.
But ridiculous.
Well, completely ridiculous.
Absurd.
Completely ridiculous.
Completely and utterly fucking absurd, but hilarious.
That's
Congratulations,
just-
whoever the
congratu-
fuck
yeah.
that was. That was hilarious.
Mike B is dead.
Well done, mate.
And what's his name on SoundCloud, Dave? If people want to go and suss it.
It's just Steel Bar.
Steel Bar. STEEL Bar.
The caption for this song on SoundCloud, he goes, ha 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 ha, South's won, up the eels.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
It was a lick song. And you know what? That's probably my favourite lick I've ever had.
Yeah, I enjoyed that lick. Let's get to the rest of them. Let's get them out of the way. Let's pound through
Let's
them.
pound through.
Should we go licks first? Because there's a few that came in before the licks.
Licks first.
Licks first.
Licks first, okay, hang on. All right, we can just smash these out. Don't
Yeah,
we have to?
just pound them out.
Pound them out.
Yeah.
So, guys, we're first-time dribbler here, long-time listener. Basically got a minute and 18 to go in the first half of the Manly South game, and I'm just going to say, wow, Ryan Girdler's never looked smarter, has he? Fuck me. That bloke is a rugby league wizard. Flat track bully. Who would have thought? Who would have thought Girds would be so bloody correct, huh? Wow. No, well, yeah, good luck in the second half, gents. Bloody, yeah, no, it's not looking good.
Okay.
Anyway, thank you for your time. I'll talk
Thank
to you
you.
later.
Thank
Cheers,
you.
guys. Bye.
Okay.
Did we win the second half?
I think we might have won the second half. Potentially.
Does that count for anything?
Not in the standings of the season, I don't think.
Eddie, what have you done, mate? All I'm looking at here is you with a clipped beard and some fucking sea eagles with clipped wings that can't fly. About to be half time. It is half time. Fuck. Sorry, boys. Panthers forever. Eddie's beard should be always. DYOR fuck dogs. There, boys.
Okay. All right.
Look,
Look, if the licks are,
if you're blaming me for the loss, look, I'll wear it. I mean,
I'm blaming the Transport Minister for Queensland and the Rugby League guys.
Tom, Eddie, DYOR Dave, I just want to reiterate the fact that Des Hasler's record in the prelims was, and emphasis on the was, 8-0. It is now 9-1. 8-1, sorry. And, Tom Trbojevic is not a big game player. This is a common known fact now. And,
Tom Trbojevic not a big game player. Nah, cut this cunt off.
final.
Sorry, bruh. We'll take licks. We won't take stupidity. Tom Trbojevic fucking carried the state on his back. He also fucking did everything he could in that game.
Yeah.
The Tommy not a big game player thing is the dumbest fucking, like...
If that was true, he wouldn't have had a good Origin game,
No.
and he was the player of the series. Anyway, on we go.
On we go.
Yeah, just a South Sydney supporter here. Manly, take your fucking licks.
Thank you.
Go home, you pussies. South Sydney, till I fucking die.
Okay.
Fair enough. I did go
Manly,
home.
fuck you.
Yep.
I did go home.
I did go home.
I went home.
But I like a quick, to-the-point licking.
Yeah.
A meandering lick can become pretty boring. If they meander, we're just cutting them off.
Okay, so this next one, we've got 7 dribbles from him. We can go the first and then...
No, give the 7 dribbles a go because I'm not into it, but I mean, I'm interested to hear. We'll give the first couple, and you know, they'll set the tone.
They're all quite similar.
I'm sure they are.
Currently at fucking Suncorp Stadium, Brad Parker, the fucking redheaded cunt, is out. Moses Sully is a fucking cat. South Sydney 13 plus. I will call you back later when Campbell Graham is the first fucking try scorer. Fuck Manly. Up the Rabbitohs. Talk to you later.
So that was at like just before kickoff. That was at 7:55.
I didn't appreciate the comments about Brad Parker and Moses Sully, but he
said Campbell Graham first try
did say
scorer?
Campbell Graham first try scorer. All right, let's go.
That's impressive.
At Suncorp Stadium, South Sydney versus Manly. I don't see Cade Cuff's names. There's no Cade in the Manly side. There's no win if there's no Cade. Fuck Manly. South Sydney 13 plus. Campbell Graham first try scorer. Up the fucking bunnies.
This guy's going to go to another fucking
This
level,
guy's
isn't
going to
he?
go to another level. He's not wrong about the Cade cast.
He hasn't got anything wrong yet.
No.
No, Cody Walker scored the first try.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, not Campbell Graham. But Campbell Graham,
He did score,
think
but he didn't score
yeah.
first try scorer. All right.
Sorry, Buddy's Dribbler at Suncorp again. Can someone please tell me what the score is? It's all right. Campbell Graham, not first try scorer. It's all right. Blake Taff is a better fullback than Tom Trbojevic anyway. It's fine. Turbo can't even hold the ball over the line. Fuck Manly 13 plus. Rabbitohs 13 plus. 22-0 half time. Fuck you, Tom Eddie. Take your fucking lit, you cunt.
Yep, okay.
Sure. Fair enough.
Oh, it is fair enough.
At least they're short and sharp.
Yeah, that's it.
Tom, Eddie, punters, dribblers. South Sydney Rabbitohs dribbler here. Suncorp Stadium. Campbell Graham just scored the match winner. It's Manly 13 plus, never. South Sydney 13 plus forever. Campbell Graham, best hitter in the competition. Fuck you, Tom, Eddie, up the fucking Rabbitohs.
Yep, okay. I haven't heard anything that's like not reasonable at this point.
Tom, Eddie, punters. Tom, Eddie, punters, dribblers. My friend has $350 on Manly to win today. And quick score check, 24 minutes to go. Saturday 28. Manly 6. Manly, take your licks. Manly, 13 plus never. South Sydney, 13 plus never. Fuck Manly.
South Sydney 13 plus never?
Yeah.
Ever. He said ever.
He's fucking getting shit-faced. We allow him that.
Tom, Eddie, punters, and dribblers. You know who it is again. Manly never. Manly fat track bullies. Manly never. South Sydney 40 plus. Up the bunnies. Manly 13 plus never. South Sydney Rabbitohs Premiers 2021.
Okay.
Saturday was coming next week. Go to the bunnies.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
All right.
got one more.
Okay, we'll give this fucking cunt one more.
Tom, Eddie, punters, and dribblers. Listen to that.
Can't hear anything.
South Sydney Rabbitohs. Being Manly. Fuck you, Tom and Eddie. Take your licks. Fuck you, South Sydney 40 plus. Fuck
you just say this
Manly.
cunt screaming down the
The 7 dribbles dribbler.
7 dribbles dribbler, sure. Good on you, mate. Good on you. But, look, call back when you lose next week.
Yeah.
Yuck.
Yuck, dude. Okay, stop this one. Stop it. That's,
Anyway, I hope you boys enjoyed those licks. I'm sure there's many more to come.
that's so gross. Dude.
Is he licking his own phone?
I don't know what that was.
Take your licks, you fucking Derricks. Moses Sully, shit jam, never. AJ 2+ forever. Fuck you.
Yep, short and sharp. Like
Short,
it.
sharp,
Like
licking. Got to take
Got to
it.
pound through him. Just got to pound through him.
Pound through him.
Tom, Eddie, DYOR Dave. Glory, glory to South Sydney. Glory, glory to South Sydney. What happened to Manly? Absolutely blown off the park. Jordan's 110% right. You're flat track bullies. You can't beat a top 4 side. Useless. See you soon.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, g'day, boys. Chalky Milk Dribbler here. Just witnessed a bit of something at Suncorp Stadium. Look, I'm wearing maroon, but I wish I wasn't. A bit of a licking from the green and fucking red. Don't know what you boys do now. A bit of an off-season coming up. Yeah, take your licks. Come on!
Yep. Okay.
The Chalky Milk Dribbler. Shout out to Chocolate Milk.
Yeah, shout out to Chocolate Milk.
Hey boys, it's the Bronson Sherry did nothing wrong / innocent dribbler here. You know,
How's he
I
come to that
assume you're copping a
conclusion?
fair amount of licks right now, so I'll bounce back and we can go to some condiment chat again. Nah, just joshing. Glory, glory. Manly never. Ciao.
Thank you. You all pulled us.
Lured me in with condiments.
Yep. Thought I was going to be talking mustards.
Chutneys. Sauces.
G'day, boys.
Gravies.
It's the happy
lamb
to know
jams.
that Tom knows that Moana was a cartoon dribbler. Look, love the potty. Tom, eat a dick.
Thank you.
But not too big a dick.
Sure.
I love what your old man does. Eddie, eat a dick. But also, not too big of a dick. You're a good-looking cat.
There you go.
Thanks.
Dior, eat a dick just because we go for Melbourne, because it's an easy way out, mate. Take your licks, boys. Glory, glory. Manly Prams never.
Yep.
Glory, glory forever.
Okay.
Love your work.
Thank you.
Well, maybe not forever. But certainly for that week.
Yeah. Yep.
Take your licks, boys. Come on!
How many more of these we got, Dave?
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
Okay. I don't
Do
know.
another 10 minutes.
Yeah. Because then we've got
9
to get
minutes. Do another 9 minutes.
9 minutes of licks, and then we got to move on to the other ones, the other dribbles.
Boys, I'm sure you'll be searching yourself for answers tonight. Tough loss for Manly, but I've done some research and I've realised this was never in doubt. It was always going to be a Rabbitohs win. If you go to Spotify and look up the Manly Warringah Seagulls song and listen from about 5 or 6 seconds in, all will be explained. Beat a song for a beat a club. Cheers, boys.
Won't be doing that, but
Yeah. If you're at home, look up the Manly Seagulls team song. It sucks. And they also mention like Rabbitohs in the first 5 seconds.
yeah, Dave, how about you go fuck yourself, you little fucking asshole? I say that obviously.
Look, it's not much better than We Are the Storm from Melbourne Town, blow the others off the ground.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
yeah.
It's lame as fuck. Storm are a bunch of losers. Storm and Manly, look, basically the same season this year, so.
Tom, Eddie, DYOR Dave, take your fucking licks, boys. Take those fucking licks. Just watched South Sydney absolutely towel up Manly. Where's Tommy? He fucking nowhere. That's where.
Shut up.
Fucking thought you could get another shot at Melbourne. No dice. No good, boys. Take your fucking licks.
He might be a Melbourne fan that called too early.
Yeah, I think so.
Saying we're going to get another shot at Melbourne.
I think so.
I think it might have been.
Hey boys, it's the Goon and Pineapple Juice Dribbler here. I was just wondering if Manly were as useless as Tom's top buttons. Come on!
I've actually got a few done up today. Usually I do have a At least one of these undone.
The top button's certainly never in.
No, the top
need.
button's certainly never used. Who the fuck uses a top button though? Unless you're like going out to dinner, like you're in a dinner suit.
Well, not you.
I'm not a top button operator at all. Now, is that because my neck's too muscly and thick? Potentially, but it is also because I like to show some skin.
Show a bit of nip.
If it calls for it, Eddie. Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Remember that when you smashed it up?
Hello, the punter and the dribbler. All I want to say is Manly fucking suck. Weeks of nonsense, weeks of shit, fucking regretting ever putting on your podcast, thinking to myself, I know these guys have unwavering bias, but are they dumb? Do they understand the game of rugby league? Have they ever watched a game of rugby league? Fucking nonsense. So obvious the Bunnies were going to run over him. So obvious that they were going to do it with force. Eat a dick. See you in, 26 weeks. Hope you have a good preseason. Keep fucking Turbo off the fucking, what's it called, the Concard, whatever the fuck they call it up there in the peninsula. The Concord up there in the peninsula. Keep him off it. Keep him out of the shower. Oh, Queenslander. Queenslander. Bennett. Eat a dick.
That was a pretty good lick, I'll be honest.
Yeah. Good for that young kid.
Yeah.
That young buck
That
finding
young
his feet in the
fucking
world.
kid. Yeah, exactly. Just trying to make a name for himself in the
Yeah.
fucking fast-paced game of licks.
Yeah. Competitive world.
Competitive world of licking.
I'm literally just sitting here, butt ass naked, just bathing in the tears of Manly Warringah, the ex-DMC, the double merged, unmerged, merged again to be no longer merged Manly Warringah Seagulls have just been absolutely destroyed. Oh, you guys suck so much. Hrvojevic is actually trash.
Okay.
Oh.
Lost his chance there.
You can't be saying that. You just can't be saying that. You know what I mean? You sound like a fucking idiot.
Tom, Eddie, DYOR, fuck yeah. It's an absolute fucking clinic. We all saw it coming. We all it just had to happen. The fucking Manly fucking got flogged.
Yeah.
Probably never a fucking thing to say. Knocked the ball over the fucking line. First try of the game. He's not a big game player. That fucking happened. It's not. Him and Desi, they can't handle the finals. That's what fucking happened. They're scared of the finals. It's what fucking happened. Wayne Bennett and the boys fucking took him over. Here's Beardo to fucking take you through the game. Sing it,
This isn't a Queensland thing.
It's a Queensland song.
This is a Queensland song.
Who won the series?
Yeah, we won the
Dickheads?
fucking series, you idiots.
Who won the fucking series?
Dribblers, dude.
Shut your mouths.
Souths win a game and you sing "Ya Ya Yippee," you fucking idiots. Queenslanders, they're so dumb.
They don't
dude.
get rugby league.
Queenslanders are so dumb. Just dumb. Fucking idiots. Anyway, let's move on. Dumb fucking Queenslanders.
Now that we're all round the bar and the captain has declared a quorum, we'll be drinking our way through the night and we're having the time of our lives. Throw the empties away, start again for the boys of South Sydney are together and we'll drink till the dawn breaks again. And may the sessions of South Sydney last forever. Up the Rabbitohs!
Not
Sure,
bad.
I'd never heard that song.
Not a bad rendition.
No, it's pretty good. Had a nice tone to
Yeah,
his voice.
yeah, it was a nice tone. Nice tone, Tom. Didn't mind the tone.
Didn't mind the tone.
Thought it was a good tone.
Tone was all right.
Tone was pretty good.
Tone was sweet.
Good tone.
Yeah, man, nice tone.
Well done, mate.
Tom, Eddie, Tom, DYOR, you fuckwit. Where's your Melbourne spirit now, you dog? Up the riff!
Ooh, that's what we like to hear.
We like that.
That's what we like to
Ripping on
hear.
that little bitch DYOR. You guys respect.
Lads. Just want to say one thing. I'll keep it short and sweet. Can your 2021 premiers. It's set and done. Give us the fucking trophy now, and I'll be happy. Everyone will be happy. Mate, South fans don't even want next week to happen. I'm telling you right fucking now. Hand us the trophy now. Just a quick little break. I'm just going to take shit on my fucking passion fruit glass. Babe, just give me a second. Okay, lads, let me give you my fucking hot tip. This should be on about even. Nathan Cleary anytime. Brian Toll anytime. Penrith 13 plus. Hop on it now. Put the life savings on it. Put the super on it, lads. Be you soon. Penrith Premiership forever. Cheers, guys.
I will say this. It's very Penrith fan to be like, just give us the trophy now. Like, of course you want the trophy now, you fucking weak dogs. You don't want to play the grand final. Like, you don't want to you're scarred from last year. It's like, no, you know what? Just give us it now.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
You got to play 80 minutes plus extra time if need be to get the fucking trophy, bro.
Yeah. You should know that because you lost last year.
Well, that's why they know it.
Yeah.
And that's why they're asking for it early.
Yeah, weak as piss.
Hey, boys. First time caller here. We just got a little song for your mate DYOR Dave. It goes something like, na, 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 hey, 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 goodbye! Fuck you. Fuck you, DYOR!
That was fun.
Great song.
That was fun. You got to love that. You got to love that.
Western Suburbs Penrith Panthers supporters here. First time caller, quiet time listener. I'm going to send a photo to Dickhead Dave of where we are at the park with the TV running. But take your licks, Manly. But Penrith Panthers going to eat bunnies for dinner next week. What do you think? What do you think,
We're going to
Brendan?
eat the cunts. We're going to fucking mash them. And we're going to have a fucking good time. Let's fucking have it.
We'll send you a pic of the setup. But yeah, sorry, Manly. I'd love to see you there. But unfortunately, we've got to eat our mate Raph and the bunnies next week. See you, lads.
I don't think he ever sent me a photo either.
Nah, look.
Sure he didn't.
I'm sure they didn't.
Hey boys, Andy Dribbler here. Just a quick one. Fuck you, DYOR. Team sucks. Peace.
Yep. Okay.
Good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
Where's our mate?
That's 9 minutes, Dave.
Yeah, should we go Danny?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Get comfy.
How long does it go for?
Well, there's 4 dribbles totaling 10 minutes. One of them, which is the longest one, is not worth it, I don't reckon. But
We'll just take that one
The
out.
first 2 are good.
Okay.
Just do the first 2.
DYOR, it's Danny. Don't cut me. I've personally messaged you saying GG. Valiant effort, but you fucking copped the L. Unlucky, bruh. But we've come with the house, mate. We've come to a discussion with a bit of something that we've gathered from the game. Jerome Hughes, no headgear, equals lost his head. Now, Danny Exotic gains the gear as a result of the lost headgear. Gain the gear, bruh. Might not make sense, but it fucking makes sense to me. And expect, if you see a double dribble, triple dribble, quadruple dribble, fucking pentagonal fucking dribble, play the fucking lot of them, because I'm working myself into a state. You dogs! And Marcus Finichario, when was the last time the Chooks beat the fucking Panthers, bruh? I am cutting your guitar strings in half with a fucking Stanley knife. You grab! Goodbye!
Yeah, Jerome Hughes losing his headgear definitely affected the way we played, I think.
Yeah, I mean, for sure, though, like, have a spare, but whatever.
Yeah.
DYOR, don't cut me off. It's probably a triple or a quadruple at this stage. We've worked ourselves into a state. Now, much to the despair of the dribblette population, my misso is about to deliver a summation of the mental health of Andrew Voss of Fox League Bias commentary fame. Here we go.
Alrighty, guys. So I am a provisional psychologist, and I would just like to say a few words. Andrew Voss has 100% commentated in Melbourne's behalf. Whilst Penrith may have had the highest score for the entirety of the game, Andrew somehow had something positive to say about Melbourne's play while having something negative to say about Penrith. This bloke has completely negated Penrith's game for the entire 80 minutes, talking negatively about penalties which should have been awarded or set restarts which have been overlooked. Look, it's lucky that Penrith won this game because Andrew Voss spoke completely prejudiced against Western Sydney. His wage may get him somewhere to live in the eastern suburbs, but his commentary against Penrith was appalling tonight. Just goes to show how good of a team Penrith is for winning this game, boys. For this performance, I prescribe Andrew Voss 100 milligrams of Pristique and 50 milligrams of Risperidone. For this prescription, I expect a check-in every 7 days to monitor your mental health progression. If you fail to do so, you will be subjected to participate in a 21-day bender at the foot of the mountain, orchestrated by the largest penis in Western Sydney, my husband-to-be, Danny Exotic.
Yeah. And just to fucking summate this, I've been prescribed with 100 milligrams of laced with God knows what else from the Lebanese/bikie community of Western Sydney. Thank you.
And red wine.
Okay.
Right. Do we want to go to the last one?
No, no, we don't. That was long and great. That was funny. We'll obviously have to
There may be a beep in there.
There may be some beeps in there. But, yeah, Vossi's biased, dude. He's biased against Manly as well. That's how I feel. But
Good to hear from you, Danny.
Good to hear from Danny and Danny's wife-to-be, assuming he's proposed, but he did describe her as a girlfriend, so she's expecting a proposal at the very least. Funny that she's like a psychologist. I'd love for her to break down the psychology of Danny Exotic.
I feel like that could put their relationship in jeopardy if she reads too much into it.
Yeah.
All right. We're off licks.
We're off licks. Good.
To the young fella standing out front of the Rails Hotel with his missus on Friday night, the fucking hide you had to ask me who I was going for, standing at the intersection of Regent Street and Redfern Street, you had the hide to ask me who I was fucking going for. Made me realise that this world just got itself in a bit of a fucking hurry, didn't it? And one more thing. Never mind who you thought I was. I'm the hitman, bitch.
Hitman.
Hitman returns. The return of the Hitman. Licking some dribbler. Some random dribbler.
Who asked him who he was going for?
In fairness, and I mean, look, there's a lot of mysticism around the Hitman. Some think that he is, a product of fucking... Where are they from? Where's Jarge from?
Walker.
Yeah, like a Walker, Armidale, Taz sort of. Some think that he's from there.
Yeah.
Some think he's from Brisbane. Some think he's from South Sydney. So, like, there is an element where if I'm just some random dribbler and I see the Hitman, I'm like, who are you going for?
Yeah. Because you could be going for anyone.
You could be going for anyone, and often you do.
Yeah, often, yeah. The Hitman does. I think... Like, I could be wrong.
Western Sydney?
I could be wrong, but the Hitman does wear many hats.
He wears all the hats. He'll be conflicted this week. He's got South and he's got Western Sydney.
Oh, yeah, he'll be all at sea.
Yeah, he'll be fucking...
He'll be all at sea.
He'll be Mountie bopping to 1-4 whilst fucking, listening to Kid Leroy in one ear. And like, so, I don't know if you're able to do that with AirPods. But
Kid Leroy in one ear and 1-4 in the other.
1-4 in the other.
Yeah, maybe. It's interesting.
But the Hitman, he is the Hitman, bitch.
That we do know.
Yeah. Put that on a T-shirt.
I'm the Hitman, bitch. I love that.
Ken from Kensington. What the fuck, eh? You are a little bit twisted, eh? It's fucking, what's going on, boys? It's Jacko here. I did leave a dribble this morning, but I think I might redo it because at first I was like, geez, boys, I'm not sure if I actually want to expose Ken, but fuck, boys, let's jump on the fucking train and let's tackle this big dog down. Rightio. So the real fucking clue this week is Ken, your teammate, she's number 5. And that Queenslander, ooh, that fucking Queenslander. that sits in your pocket, that sticks to your ear and reads your palms. Now, it's a little bit of a riddle, but I'm going to give it a little bit fucking more. I was going to let a little bit easy on this one, but I'm like, nah, let's fucking full send this cunt. Now,
I'm confused.
Mr. Ken, can you tell me when you dribbled up around the same time? Geez, I don't know. When the whole shabacle between, I don't know, someone on the hands of, I don't know, maybe not a Powerade. Oh, geez, definitely not a Powerade. Oh, is it a Steminade? I don't know, some sort of apparatus that you could use to inhale some of DYOR's goodies. Now, that's a pretty fucking good clue. Righto, boys, let the fucking minds wander. Jacko boy out. Yeah!
I'm assuming it's Gator Bug, but like something to do with the Gator Bug dribbler. I don't know exactly what it...
Yeah, I couldn't get the first riddle he said.
No.
But...
I think is he basically just saying that it's the Gator Bug dribbler?
Well, no, because the Gator Bug dribbler doesn't have a baggy green.
Yeah, that's true.
Jacko, not necessarily a man I would have picked to have been one for fucking riddles.
Well, he did say it was involved in the debacle, including the Gator Bug. So maybe not the Gator Bug himself, but maybe someone else who was involved in that. I don't know.
Well, okay, so who made the Gator Bug song? Was it a Fuck the Gator Bug song? Was it a song? Or did they say, was it just a movement of like...
Well, like Finnicerio.
Ooh.
Wasn't Danny in there as well?
Danny Exotic, was he in there? Finnicerio was in there as well, I'm pretty sure.
He's got one.
He's got a baggy green. Interesting.
I don't know.
Finnicerio is the one that I've got my eyes on now.
Yeah.
Because I don't think it's Danny Exotic.
He'd know about Cairns of Kensington because he's from
Eastern suburbs.
Whereas, like, I doubt Danny wouldn't.
Danny wouldn't know. And Danny, it just doesn't sound like Danny.
Nah.
Okay. Interesting, Jacko. We've got our suspicions, sure. Great riddles, by the way.
Love it.
Hey, boys. It's the cookies and cream ice cream in a waffle cone dribbler here. Just re-listening to one of the old podcasts, I just wanted to make a point. So last time we were discussing oat milk, okay? We were discussing oat milk before we played the milk. And then, boom, what happened? The milk fucking blindsided us. Next thing you know, fucking Tom of jinxing every cunt that's ever lived, has decided to come out and talk to Kempy about how he wants to wear a faux rabbit coat to the boxing right before we pay the money. Now I ask you, did you fuck it? This is pre-game, but it's feeling ominous. Oh, man, no. Please.
I mean,
well, but wearing a rabbit that's dead,
yeah,
is more of an ominous warning for the Rabbitohs.
Yeah,
I would have thought.
I think the biggest omen was that there was an earthquake in Melbourne, and Melbourne lost. That was the biggest omen.
That was an omen, fucking huge omen.
Well, did that earthquake happen after we did about even, didn't it? Because otherwise we would have been onto that.
Yeah, it happened on Wednesday, I think.
Yeah.
How many more of these we got, Dave?
I mean, there's still a fair few, but we can cut it whenever.
Yeah, okay. Well, maybe we just do two more because we're running short.
We're running thin.
Tom, Eddie, DYOR, Big Easy Dribbler here of Hard and Easy fame. Just wanted to reach out in solidarity, let you guys know. I bounced myself out so hard one weekend that I cried watching The Expendables because I just thought that the friendship between Sly and Arnie was just so good. Cheers soon. Cowboys 23.5 plus.
Yeah.
I love that shit.
Yeah, dude.
That's good stuff.
Emotions, man. They'll get you.
Oh, they'll get you.
You don't know when they're going to sneak up on you, but they will. They'll sneak up.
Oh, they'll get you.
When did I almost start crying again? It's almost happened again. I swear it's like having a kid, but there was something. I think it was I didn't almost start crying. That's an exaggeration, but I certainly, when you can feel it inside you, you're like, oh, that's like the beginnings of a cry.
Yeah.
And I think it was it might have been after the AFL Grand Final, which we haven't spoken about because fucking I forgot. And just seeing how stoked, like I was thinking about like the hard work that's put in and like all of these people coming together to like achieve this fucking common goal and all this shit. And I'm sitting there on the couch and I'm like, oh.
Jesus Christ, Tom.
I know, dude. I know.
Good for you, mate.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Good for you.
Nothing wrong with emotions.
No.
But sometimes if they're related to your team getting knocked out of the finals, then you bury them down deep. And maybe that's why I'm always crying or almost crying in an AFL Grand Final, which was good for 2 quarters.
G'day, Tom and Eddie. Just having a thought. I was just watching Dave's post-mortem video from the weekend's affairs and wondered what you guys think of the idea that Manly play against Melbourne next week. You blokes get to coach and Dave gets to coach Melbourne. I think it would provide a good dynamic for both the podcast and for...
That's got to be one of the more dribbly fucking requests I think I've ever heard.
I don't get it.
I don't get it at all.
It's like a 3rd and 4th playoff, except you guys coach Manly and I coach the Storm.
Well, we certainly know that you've got no fucking rugby league now, so that'd be easy.
That'd be a piece of piss.
That'd be a piece of piss. That'd be a
Mate, I wouldn't even need to coach the team. They know how to beat Manly.
They don't know how to fucking get into a grand final, Dave, so I'm not so sure. I think we just get in there, Eddie, and we rip and tear. We obviously give the boys, just a couple of little... It's all about man management at that point.
We can man motivate, Tom.
Yeah.
We can man motivate with the best of them.
Yeah. Dave would be out there and just fucking... Dave would be trying to put too much of himself on.
Yeah. He'd be like, I used to fucking be a ball boy. And they'd be like, shut up.
Shut up, Dave. You know what the fuck you're talking about.
Yeah, that wouldn't work. That's an easy W.
It's an easy W.
Is it going to happen? No, it's not.
No, it's not.
So we won't entertain it for a moment longer.
That's us for another week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Could you two just not talk anymore?